Evening. Okay. A very good afternoon, warriors. I'm very sorry for the delay. I was in another seminar, and you know the traffic of India, right? So, anyways, the first and the last time this is happening, we are going to start always on time. Just excuse me for the first day. Anyway, yeah. Where was I? Where was I? That's why I don't like to break my flow. Yeah. Anyway, so we're starting at 3:36 for today. Just excuse me for today. We'll start properly from tomorrow. Okay, starting tomorrow we'll start properly, and I expect you to be in the class also properly according to that. But anyway, keeping all that aside, hello everyone. Welcome to our crash course is what we call, is it? Right, crash course, fast track course, revision course. In the course, vachalo, you take care of it. Okay, whatever course you want to call it, you call it. The number of messages I've received from yesterday, you know, I'm in pain right now. Someone wants to understand whether it's marathon, it's revision, it's crash course. I'm like, all means the same only. What is the difference? No, it seems fast track will cover concepts, crash course does not cover concepts, revision does not cover anything, it seems, for that matter. And I don't know. Anyway, all that aside, I think the point is very simple. We are here to first of all capture what is coming up to us, which is your May exams. We are here to capture that, and keeping that in mind is when this course is. Just because the course is free does not really mean that, you know, things are not going to happen properly. We are going to revise and all, not going to happen like that. A fast track course is as fast track as it is. Okay, which means we will try to cover what we are covering as a part of our syllabus, cover all the concepts to the greatest extent possible, do a decent amount of sums also so that we practice everything. So you will have the whole bandwidth. The only difference between this and the normal course is that in the normal course, I spend a lot more time making you understand things, explaining things and elaborating as to what the provisions are, the logic is and all that. Right, here I might not need that because the day before exam you're really not going to show off to market. Right, in the full course I expect that you people start showing off to the market, and that's why the show off happens from my side as well. Right, but here I don't have to do that kind of things because right now the only show off you have to do is front off. No one. Examiners can show off panning na, he will also show it off. No show off to anyone. Write your provisions, exam, and come back. Okay, that is the whole thought. Keeping this in mind is when we are going to start. We are going to have concepts in this. But yes, I'm clarifying it on the first day itself. Just because the course is free does not mean that you have the liberty to do things. Okay, I generally don't prefer keeping the courses free, not because I'm rich, I'm greedy and all that, nothing. The point is very simple. When you pay something out of your pocket, you have that kind of thrill to come. That's all. Yes, when the moment it becomes free, no, you start taking it lethargically. So let's not have that practice starting day one itself. Okay, you are paying something, just that it's not in monetary terms, but more of your time and efforts, and that's way more valuable. Okay, keeping that in mind is you have to come for this course. If you have started and taken this decision to come today, it means it goes on till the last very end. Clear? Keeping that in mind, please come for the course. Just because I'm putting it as free does not mean that you have the liberty to join one day, not join the other day and all that. Don't make that kind of mistakes. Be consistent, be honest to yourself is what I would say. You start treating yourself differently, exam will treat you very differently. Okay, don't treat yourself in the wrong notion, because an exam has better ways to play with you. And I think some of you already know about it. I don't have to tell you also. Okay, some of you have already faced what you are not supposed to face, right? You have already come from that scenario, so let's not make that kind of mistake again. This is the first and the last time you're writing CA Inter. This is the first and last time you're writing CA Inter, not CA. Final irukku. Okay, we still have finals to conquer. This is the first and the last time you're writing a CA Inter, and let's work with that knowledge. Clear? Yes. Two things. I think the question bank has already been sent on the broadcast channels, right? If you have a printout of the question bank, great enough. If you don't have a printout, raise a request to Hari sir, and I think he will just recover the printing charges from you, and he will do a bulk print and give it back to you. If you have the printing, good enough, keep it with you. Concept book is what I told you. I think I would have not circulated. It is here. For those people who have already been with me in the classes earlier, you will already have it with you. For those who don't have it, you can just scan the QR code. You will get the concept book. Okay, I'm clarifying it right away. This is a Google Drive link, and there is no download options. There is no download options. You will only be able to see the thing. You can see the thing and you can understand from it. The reason is very simple. You are just months before your exam. I don't want you to change your material. Okay, if you already are accustomed to some faculty's material and all, please work with that. Please work with that. Do not come and make changes to your material at the last minute, because It'll become too much difficult to unlearn something and then relearn something. Okay, keeping that in mind, yes, since I'm going to teach it from this, I will keep it as a backup for you. If you feel that there are some provisions which are not good enough in the other faculty's materials and you want to refer, you can do it to that extent. That is why the option of download is not given. Okay, that is the only reason why the option of download is not given. So you will only be able to view it on the Google Drive. You will not have an option to do anything else. If you are smart enough, you can screenshot it, print it, your choice. Okay, but then yeah, it's 200 pages. How many screenshots will you do? How many printouts you will do? You will itself understand. Okay, having said that, if you feel like you want to have a hard copy print, if you feel like you want to have a hard copy print, again, reach out to the faculty team, reach out to the admin team, and they will ensure that they'll get you a printing charges cost reimbursement, and they'll give you the material in your hand. I think last time when we circulated, it was around 250 rupees something. I'm assuring it will not go beyond that. That's merely the printing charges. You can just pay 250 to them and they'll get the books ready. But yes, it will take at least 2 or 3 days time for them to get it printed also. So don't hurry about it also. Clear? These are the set of rules which I had. Second, I think I would have already clarified it on the broadcast also. We are going to have this on weekends and mostly in the evening slots, which technically means from 2 to 7. Okay. Beyond 7, I will leave it to your choice. If you feel like you are not living far away, no restrictions and all, then we will extend beyond that. If not, if I see it on your face that you're ready to sleep, then I will let you go. Okay, that is the whole thought. Apart from that, yes, if you have any kind of holidays coming in the middle, those holidays are where you'll enjoy with me. Okay, we will also party together to that. Okay, I assume that the next holiday coming up is Holi, I guess. Holi is coming on 8th. So yeah, I anyway don't celebrate. I don't expect you to also celebrate. Okay, what I'm losing is what you are also losing, right or not? No. I am losing it permanently. You have lost it temporary. Next year you go and enjoy Holi. Okay, next year you go, you play Holi with the ICI. Tell him then I passed the sea. This is my flying colors. Okay, that is how you have to go and show off in front of them also. No, so just keep that in mind and let's work around it. I'm assuming Holi is when we will have the next class, which is on 8th. But yes, I need to confirm it because I don't know if my office is going to give me a leave or not. Okay, so I have my own restrictions, so let's work with that. If not, yes, next Saturday, Sunday, we'll again be joining back. What is the tenure of the course? Maybe 7 to 8 classes. Maybe 7 to 8 classes. But yes, 7 to 8 classes meaning 5 hours each, so I don't know how it will work out. I will ensure that it is as small as possible. I will not waste too much time on things and all, so I will keep it as crisp as possible. We will try to complete it within the next 2 weeks. Which means next Saturday, Sunday, and probably the next Saturday, Sunday, which means 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 classes is what I'm expecting. If we have Holi and all in the middle, we'll have extra classes, we will have fun together. Okay, but apart from that, 6 classes is what I'm expecting to most likely cover the whole thing and complete it off for you. No compromises, completing the whole syllabus as good as it is. Okay, keeping that in mind is where we are going to go forward with. Clear? Any doubts till now? Any confusions? No. Is everyone a part of the broadcast channel? Anyone not there, please do message me and I will add you inside for the broadcast channel. If you don't know whether you're part of broadcast or not, before I came to the class, I would have sent 2 messages. One is the YouTube link and the other is the 325 delay message. If you have received those things, it basically means you're a part of the broadcast. If you have not received it, please do message me and I will add you to the broadcast channel, because the next schedule will be informed only in the broadcast channel. Don't come and disturb Hari sir. He's not handling this responsibility batch. This batch is completely on my responsibility because it's free, obviously. Yeah, so I'm only handling this batch. Any schedules, anything will be decided by me. You can come, you try to call me, you know it will not work out. People have tried it. They will first try to call me, it will not come out. That's why they'll message me. Please message me, I will get it responded back as soon as possible. But yes, do not disturb the admin for anything other than the printing out. Clear? Any doubts? No doubts. Yes. So you have 2 materials with you right now. One is your concept book, the other is your question bank. Again, when it comes to question bank, we will try to solve things. We will try to solve every question which is there in the question bank. But when I say solve, it is not like I'm expecting you to sit and write. Okay, that is not the time which we have right now. The reason I'm telling you to have a printout of the question bank is so that you can go home and practice it yourself. What we'll probably be doing in the classes, if it is an easy question where I just need your analysis part, we will discuss. Join me on broadcast. Sumaya seri paathirlama. Class ku approma, not now. Okay. Where was I? So the reason why this question bank is given to you is that in the class we will try to discuss it. Okay, if it's a very easy question, a straightforward 4-line and all, we will discuss it. I will give you the answer. If you want, you can take a reference of the number, final number and all, and put it in your material. But what is expected out of you is to just go home and practice it. Okay, so that is why the question bank is given to you. From the exam perspective, the question bank is pretty much exhaustive enough. Okay, what I've tried to do is I have shortened my main question bank and I've put it in this format, so that what happens is every kind of adjustment which has been tested till date is given to you. Basically what would I have done is, in the full course we would have done 5 questions similar nature. Here what we do is one question, similar nature, that's all. There is no compromise on any adjustment, okay? So every adjustment has been covered in this question bank. So exam ku munadi, this also will do for you. Having said that, should you read this question bank the day before exam? No. Okay, that is why your own main provisions book is there, because please do appreciate the fact that for your exams you only have how many days left? Less than 60. In that 60 you have to prepare first, okay? And for the day of exam, how many days do you have? In this 1.5 days you have 2 subjects to cover. You have 2 subjects to cover. One is DT and the other is IDT. Both the subjects are poles apart. Okay, what you learn in DT is something very different in IDT. Suddenly in DT you will have TDS, in IDT also you have TDS. In the TDS rate anga pottinga, and the TDS rate inga pottinga, paper gali pochu, right? Too many things to remember, too many things to understand. Idhila if you sit and not revise at least twice, the paper will go for a toss. I can assure you that at any given point, day either come or leave down. Yes. In the last 1 point, thank you. In the last 1.5 days, you will only have time to revise. Yes. In that revision time, if you sit and waste time on doing the questions again, you will not have the time to do your subjects. So please do ensure that you revise at least twice. Okay, for you to revise at least twice, you will have to at least go through the book multiple times. Idhila if you sit and you prepare and do the sums again and again, it will become very difficult, because then you will have IDT sums to also do, DT sums to also do, then prepare. You will not be able to write the exam. Okay, and with just a one-time reading, you will definitely not be able to write the exam. Write it from me. For those who have failed, you will realize. For those who have failed, you will realize the day before exam you have made that mistake only. Ukanda the 1.5 days you would have randomly read the subject only once. Reflect yourself. You will realize that the mistake would have happened there only because exam ponadakaprom, in the exam if they ask a provision, you don't remember where it is coming from. Okay, understand that is the mistake which is happening because of constant revisions. So the first rule which you have to make is to revise at least 2 times. At least 2 times. Third time revision will happen if you are not confident after the second one also. Okay, that is the only time it will happen. So at least 2 times revision is mandatory for you to do, and for you to do 2 times revision, the only way it can happen is if you don't do sums. If you don't do sums, so get a grip on your concept book first. Okay, whether it is my material, whether it is any other material, it doesn't matter. Please get a grip on your concept book so that you can revise it the day before exam, and then you also revise your IDT concept book, and then you start figuring out where you are not missing things, where you don't understand things. Start a second revision. Final revision will happen the day before exam. I'm sorry, on the day of exam. Final revision will happen on the day of exam. Clear till now? Yes. On that note, shall we start? Great. I'm going to take it from my concept book. So what we are going to do is we are going to first do a full chapter. We're first going to do a full chapter, understand all the concepts in that chapter, and then we will do sums. Okay, we will not mix and match. We will not do one concept and then go for the sums, because I don't know what sum is there in the question bank. And if there are 5 questions, I have merged it into one, so I don't know which adjustment is there in that question. So adanala we will do the whole chapter, then we will do the sums so that I have a better grip on things. Clear? Yes. Let's on that note start our sums. Yes. Yes. I'm going to go through my material. In case someone wanted to take a scan, please take a scan. All good? Balance everyone. If you were already a part of my student, you already have the material with you. You don't have to have any different material. The same material is being used. Yes. Great. Starting from the chapters, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what the chapters look like first of all. Okay. We have basics, we have rates of taxes, we have residential status, income from salaries, income from house property, PGBP, capital gains, distribution of taxes, tax of business reorganization, IFOS, taxation of dividends, clubbing, set off, chapter 6A, TDS, payment of taxes, return filing, SEZ, alternate minimum taxes, special tax regime, agriculture income, unexplained income, and then we have 2 items called as exemptions and 14A. Exemptions and 14A. Let me make life easier for you right away. This is not there for syllabus. Chapter number 24 is not there for syllabus. The reason is it is one side. It is only a one side page, not there for syllabus, because it has been, it's not relevant anymore. Adanala people don't ask it anymore. So adanala you can ignore this and go. Clear? Yes. Coming to the second last chapter, the second last chapter is talking about exemptions. When we come to this chapter, I don't have to explain anything. I will probably tell you 3-4 exemptions to remember for exam. Balance you can ignore and go. Okay. Balance is what we're going to start with right now. Starting from the first one, which is basics of income tax. Before we get into it, I have a rule. Whenever I give a start of chapters, I always prepare and ask you people to prepare some golden rules. Yes, for the students who have already been with me, you already have a set of golden rules. People who have not been with me, let's quickly write it down. Okay, what do you mean by golden rules? It's basically the step process you need to follow. It's basically the step process you need to follow. It's basically called as the golden rules, which are there for solving a question. Okay, let's start with it. Step number 1. Let's start with it. Hey, this goes on the last page of your book. This goes on the last page of your book. You put it on the first page, no? Then you'll start doing sums along with it. Tomorrow you won't even know where it is. Okay, it's called golden rules because it is supposed to stand out yourself. Okay, put it on the last page of your book. Step number 1. People who have been with me. People who have been with me. What is step number 1? How many are first timers here? No, first timers as in my students attempting for the first time. My past students attempting CA inter exams for the first time. Coming from the other batch, no? Coming from the other batch, no? And the batch length, what is step number 1? No? Okay, let's write down quickly. Step number 1, identify the question. Step number 1, identify the question and its requirement. Step number 1, identify the question and its requirement. ஏமா அந்த பழைய புக் தூக்கி போட்டியா? ஏமா பழைய புக்னா அந்த கோல்டன் ரூல்ஸ் எங்கே வச்சிருக்க? தூக்கி போட்டியா? அதான். Step number 1, identify the questions and its requirement. One of the most basic step, but for some reason this is where people make a mistake most of the times. Okay, question puriyame answer solve panna question theriyala answer varadu. Okay, first of all figure out what the question asks from you. Okay, if the question is simply asking you for doing the total income, your job is to only do the total income. தேவையில்லாம உட்கார்ந்து sir I know too much, I will prepare the tax liability, tell you what the refund is, how much TDS is coming and all. He will look at your face, he will come and say good job but 0 marks. Did he ask? Do you have the time for it? Why waste time? Clear? Understand what the question is asking from you. And where will it be? It will either be in the first 3 lines or it will be in the last 3 lines. Simple as that. Okay? Either the question will start with coming and saying compute the tax liability for the given information, or the question will give you the whole story and then in the bottom it will come and say identify the total income. That's all. Okay? So always first figure out what the question is asking from you and then start the process. Clear? Yes. Step number 1 is what? For the students who have been with me and still don't know the golden rules, now is the time to learn again. Okay, you still have 2 more months to pass your exam if you want to pass your exam. Okay, if you choose to pass your exam, please, this is the last time you can do it. Clear? Yes. Step number 2, identify the person. Step number 2, what? Identify the person and his residential status. Step number 2, identify the person and his residential status. Here is where we enter chapter number. Here is where we enter chapter number 1 and 3. We are entering chapter number 1 and 3. Chapter number 1 will come and tell you what kind of person it is. Chapter number 3 will come and tell you what is his residential status. Step number 3. Step number 3. Determine whether the income is taxable or not. Emma, enge thappa pona sollidu seriya. Determine whether the income is taxable or not. Okay. Having identified whether the person is what and his residential status, you need to first figure out whether the income is taxable or not. It can happen in 2 chapters. Chapter number 3. Chapter number 3. Why? If you are a non-resident, what income is going to be taxable for you? Only Indian income is going to be taxable. So that is the first place. Okay, so that is why chapter number 3, second part calls as scope of total income. Scope of total income is where you will first figure out whether the income is taxable or not. Next, where is second last chapter, which is exemptions. Clear? Step number 3 is done. What is it? Determine whether the income is taxable or not. People on the online watching me on YouTube, just because you are at home doesn't mean you can fancy yourself and sit and do whatever you want. I know you might be in pajama shorts and all, it doesn't matter. Sit, repeat after me. Your parents should also feel that you're going to pass this time. Okay, you've already made a doubt in their head by this time. Okay, so let's not create this doubt going forward. In the home itself, start shouting so that you can tomorrow At least convince them that if something went wrong, you at least tried your level best. Okay, அதாச்சும் கன்வின்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கோ. இல்லைன்னா நாளைக்கு வந்துட்டு டிவி தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன், இதுதான் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன், பொண்ணு தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன், அதனால பிரச்சனை ஆச்சு. Then I don't know. Okay. Step number 3 is determine whether the income is taxable or not. Step number 4. Classify all your incomes into 5 heads of income. Step number 4. Classify all your incomes into 5 heads of income. Here is where you enter into the biggest chunk of CA Inter, where you start your heads of income. You know, start from salaries, then go to HP, then go to PGBP, then go to capital gains, and then you come to, yes, this is where your major chunk of the chapter comes into picture. This is step number 4. Come to step number 5. Come to step number 5. Provide all the deductions and exemptions applicable under the respective head. Provide all the deductions and exemptions applicable under the respective head. One of the most important steps when it comes to your exams, because the moment you classify your income into the wrong head, the exemption also will automatically change. The exemption also will automatically change. If you have not classified your income into the proper head of income, the moment that happens, what will happen? The exemption in that respective head of income itself will be different, and if you make the wrong exemption or deduction, your total income changes. The moment your total income changes, your tax liability changes. The moment your tax liability changes, your answer changes. The moment your answer changes, your attempt also. Yes or no? Vicious circle of life, right? So be very careful about what your head of income looks like, and then provide the necessary exemptions and deductions under the respective head. To give you a very simple example, whenever the question asks you for a gift, which head of income are you in? That is the biggest mistake you're making. That is the biggest mistake which you're making. The moment you see the word gift, and if you tell it is only IFOS, that is where the classification has gone wrong. The question which you need to ask back is, who is giving the gift? Because if it is a gift coming from the employer to the employee, it is under salaries, and under that the exemption is, if it is in cash, then it is fully taxable. If it is in kind, it is 5,000. If it is in kind, it is 5,000. Option number 2, I come and say, no boss, it is not from employer to employee, but it is rather during the business. Then it is PGBP. In PGBP, do you have exemptions? No, you don't have exemptions. Single rupee is also taxable. Next, you give a capital asset. If you give a capital asset, the classification happens either from CG or from IFOS, depending on whether you are the giver or you are the receiver. If you are the giver, capital gains not taxable. If you are the receiver, you will come and check for the 50,000 worth of limits. Yes or no? Classification matters. One wrong classification, answer gone. Clear? Be extremely careful about what I'm asking. Okay, be extremely careful about what I'm asking. If I'm asking a vague question, you need to clarify from me. I will not tell you the answer. Okay, just because I tell you a word does not mean that you will start telling me wrong answers. If you don't understand where I'm getting to, ask the right question. Okay, become a CA right now. Feel like you are a CA right now. Don't make that kind of mistake that you know everything right away. Okay, ask the right kind of questions, get the right set of. Next step. Where are we? Step number 6. Club others income. Where? Clubbing matodana. Club others income. Club others income. We are into the chapter called as clubbing of income. Basically, all those tax avoidance strategies where you give it to your spouse, you get it from your spouse, you give it to your son's daughter, get it to your son's daughter, you give it to your minor son, and all those cases, you are clubbing someone's income. Next, step number 7. Step number 7. Provide for losses. Provided for losses / UD. It's not a bad word, it's unabsorbed depreciation. Provide for losses / unabsorbed depreciation. Yes. Next step. You will arrive at your gross total income, correct? The step which you did till now, after you set off your losses, you are now arrived at something called as GTI. You have arrived at something called as GTI. Next step. Claim chapter 6A deduction. Next step. Claim chapter 6A deduction. Claim chapter 6A deduction. Where is the YouTube running? Oh. Claim chapter 6A introduction. Next step. Claim section 10AA. Next step. Claim section 10AA. What is 10AA? Special economic zones. Claim section 10AA within brackets SEZ income. Within brackets SEZ income. Full stop. This will arrive at TI. This will arrive at TI. What is TI? That's all. This will arrive at TI. You might have heard these terms from other faculties called as NTI, net total income, and all those things. Technically, from exam perspective, NTI never means a sense. Okay, the Act only uses the word total income. Technically, gross total income and reduce panna net total income da varo, but means the same only. Okay, but if you're writing in exam, please do ensure that you use the technical words, which is nothing but your total income. NTI and all is nothing. NTR theriyo, NTI enak theriyadu. Okay, so NTI and all is not there in your syllabus because it is not a used term. It is not a used term under Income Tax Act. So keeping that in mind, let's not use the word called as NTI. Let's only use the word TI. Again, when I say TI, it means total income. Okay, in the abbreviation and all does not work in exam. What and all abbreviations will you have? BCOZ, adukaprom UR, then what? Where? UD also is not permitted. TI is also not permitted. GTI not permitted. FML, ABC, nothing. Okay, none of the abbreviations are working. The only abbreviations which are allowed for is the only abbreviations allowed is PY, AY, then SEC section is allowed. These are the only two abbreviations which are permitted from your exam perspective. Please put some efforts. Okay, start a practice right away. Today, going forward, when you chat with someone, start full forms. Going forward itself. Yes, when you start chatting with someone itself, full forms. And the K, okay, not happening. Okay, I don't know. Okay na okay. Idile KK na enna arthona theriyala. What is KK? I don't know. Kishore Kumara, Kiran Bediya theriliye. I don't know why KK is coming. Adile triple K, 4Ks. I'm like, okay, no. Okay, going forward, if you start chatting itself with someone, start using full form so that you at least get the practice. Mind le BCOZ voted in the exam paper lo BCOZ da varom. Let's not do that. Have this practice to right now start using full forms. Okay, at least for 2 more months. After 2 more months, you want to block that person also, go block. I don't care. Okay, 2 more months varaikum at least start using full form so that at least get the practice. Mind la enna varudha adha paper la varom. Mind la K vandhu irukna paper la 0 da varom. Okay, let's not work with that. So only start using full forms. Where are we? Which step are we? This will arrive at the total income. Next line. Which step da? Step number. Hey, this will arrive at total income is not a step, ma. It's the same step as above. So this is step number 10. பார்க்காம சொன்னா நல்லா இருக்கும். பார்த்துட்டு நானே சொல்லிடுவேன். Compute tax as per normal provisions. Compute tax as per normal provisions. Next. 1 second, ma. Somebody please reply. Enada? Sir, how to get provision book? Sir, will the class be uploaded on YouTube? It's running on YouTube live, so it will be uploaded on YouTube only. How will you get the provision book? The scan was sent. The QR code is there. You can scan that and you can keep it with yourself. If you want a hard copy, please contact Shankara Academy. Otherwise, you cannot get a hard copy on yourself. Clear? Yes. Compute tax as per normal. Next step. Step number 12. 11. Step number 11. Compute tax as per AMT. Compute tax as per AMT. Step 10 and 11, put a flower bracket. Step number 10 and 11, put a flower bracket, whichever is higher or lower. Higher or lower? Higher or lower? Higher. Whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. Step number 12. Step number 12. Compute tax as per 115 BAC. Compute tax as per 115 BAC. Compute tax as per 115 BAC. And the whichever is higher potala, that whichever is higher, along with this next step, put a flower bracket. That whichever is higher, along with the flower bracket, put a along with the next step, put a bracket, whichever is solo papa. Whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. If the question itself would have asked you to ignore 115 BAC, step 1 itself the answer has come. Identify the question. Okay, you are in step number 12. Basically what will happen is 9 and 10 will be whichever is higher. That answer will be checked with 11, whichever is lower. That answer will be checked with step number 10, whichever is lower. No puri lena, don't worry, when we come to 115 BAC, I'll explain it. That time we'll explain it. Just to follow what I'm telling. Okay, I will prove everything as we go forward. Don't worry about it. Where are we in step number? Where next? Step number 13. This is your final. Step number 12 is your final tax liability, correct? Come to step number 13. Come to step number 13. Come to step number 13. Claim TDS, advance tax. Claim TDS, advance tax, TDS advance tax. One more. Self-assessment tax. Claim TDS, advance tax, self-assessment tax. Credit. Claim TDS, advance tax, self-assessment tax, credit. Pay panninda, claim pannidu. Yes? Next step. Huh? Okay. Next step. Add interest, for those who are waiting for my answer. Interest, late filing fee. Compute interest, late filing fee. Compute interest, late filing fee if applicable. If applicable. Yes? Yes. Full stop. This will arrive at the net tax payable / refund. This will arrive at the next net tax payable / refund. Net tax payable / refund. Which step? 15. Step number 15. Step number 15. File your return. Step number 15. File your what return, ma? What return? Income tax return. File your income tax return, revise if necessary. Additional file your income tax return, revise if necessary, revise if necessary. Extra step, next line. Extra step na eldadinga. This extra step is an amendment for the current year. The extra step is an amendment for the current year. We are in step number 16. Step number 16. File your updated return. Step number 16. File your updated return. File your updated return. Recomputing. Recomputing your tax and interest. File your updated return, recomputing your tax and interest. This is an amendment for your attempt. You are writing May or November? Huh? May. amendment for May attempt. If not, it is an amendment for November also. It is an amendment for November and May. Next year it will change. Next year it's not an amendment anymore. This year is the only amendment it is. Okay. You have an amendment for the current year called as updated return. Okay. I'm clarifying it right away. For those people who have done November 22 and all that, don't worry. Amendments this time are very insignificant. Okay. You have, if I'm randomly guessing, you have about 3 amendments. That's all. Okay. You have 3 amendments. One amendment is in your tax computation of enhanced surcharge. One amendment is your updated return. One amendment is your updated return. Third amendment is in TDS chapter. Okay. In the moon mattu dhaan irukku. Idu thavara there is no amendment, so you don't have to worry. What you have read for your November is good enough right now also. Just that the only thing which has changed is your AY. Abdina? What assessment you are writing for? You are writing for 23, 24 or 24, 25? You are writing for assessment year 23, 24. For assessment year 23, 24, the only amendments which are there for inter-syllabus is only 3. These are the only things which is relevant. So, amendments are very sure to come for exam. Bhadrama paathikonga. Clear? Yes. So, the first amendment we will discuss in probably today's or tomorrow's class itself. Second amendment is relating to TDS, will come in the fag end after you sleep off. After you sleep off. Updated return will also come in the very last study of the class. It will come on the very last study of the class, provided you come to that class. Okay? I'm telling you right now so that you can plan. Basically, come for all classes. Yes, these are all your golden rules for your exam purposes. If you honestly follow the golden rules in the right manner it is supposed to be followed, your exam will never go wrong. Okay, you can score your 12 marks or 14 marks per question which is coming as long as you follow the golden rules in the same sequence it is. The problem which I see from most of the students is that they jump. They jump, suddenly they see the question, they see, oh, PGBP Varda, they directly go to PGBP. They will not realize that the PGBP question somewhere in the middle has IFOS or capital gains adjustment also. Angeda, the answer will go wrong. Okay, so be extra careful. It's okay, it will take some time. The moment you keep solving sums, you will realize that the steps will delay your process, but at the same time, it will give you the accurate answer also. Okay, it is not important for you to write your 60 marks and come in the exam. You write 60 marks and score only 5. It is better to write 55 and at least score 40. Yes or no? Pass dana agano. Porom. Adve porom. Clear? Yes. So be extra careful. It is not about you being efficient. It is not about you being efficient. It is more about you being effective. It is more about you being effective. So please follow the golden rules. As we do our sums, I will help you understand what the golden rules are to be followed. Keep this kind of practice when you go and practice at your home also, so that exam day also you get a speeder process. Okay, but miss out one golden rule and the answer will go for a toss. If you notice, the golden rules are prepared in such a way that it's a sequence. Yes, you miss the sequence of one golden rule, the answer is already out. Okay, because one total income adjustment wrong, one tax liability will change. When the tax liability changes, I'm repeating the same thing because I wanted to register. When the total income changes, tax liability changes. When the tax liability changes, answer changes. When the answer changes, attempt changes. Yes, let's not make that kind of mistakes. Clear? Yes, this is the golden rules which I wanted to put forth to you. Keeping that in mind, let's start with the basics of Income Tax Act. I'm going to give you a very high overview of the basics of income tax because it is not coming for exam. It is not coming for exam. Wherever it is coming for exam, I'll clarify, but I just want to give that kind of thought because again, tomorrow you'll come and say it is marathon, you did not teach me. So literal. Okay, we will do everything which is there, even if the not relevant chapter, so that I can at least give myself a justification. Okay, first day of the class, correct. Okay, so let's start with the first chapter called as Basics of Income Tax. I will not be clarifying what do you mean by tax, what do you mean by income, what do you mean by loss. You already know all those answers, or you're supposed to know by now. You're supposed to know by now. By last attempt, you would have already figured out what it is. Okay, so this attempt, I don't have to tell you what is an income tax or a law. I just have to clarify where it stands for. Okay, so we are learning the subject called as income taxes. For you to learn the subject of income taxes, you need to first understand where is this coming from. The answer is very simple. It is coming from the Constitution of India. It is coming from the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is giving the powers to the authority of law to levy something called as income taxes. To levy something called as income taxes. When you say levy, I also mean collect, which means they will levy as well as collect income taxes from you. Okay, this is the powers coming from the Constitution of India. In Constitution of India, we are looking at the article number 265. We are looking at the article number 265. This 265 is giving the powers to the authority of the law to levy and collect taxes. If you are levying and collecting taxes, you need to prepare a law. Where will you prepare the law? You will prepare it in article number 246. In article number 246, you will prepare a law basis the 7th schedule. Basis the 7th schedule. 7th schedule will come and ask you a simple question. Tell me, boss, do you want it to be a state law, a central law, or a concurrent law. A state law, a central law, or a concurrent law. For you, income tax is a இதுவே தெரியலனா state law, correct? Concurrent, central. மூணுமே சொல்லிட்டேன். What is the answer? MCQ question da. It's a central law. It's a central law. Income tax is nothing but your central law. GST is nothing but your concurrent law. Appo state law is not relevant for exam, correct? Your agriculture income worth of taxes are a part of state law. What is covered in your exam is only the central law, which means agriculture income tax padikkanoma illa. But agriculture income tax impact irukka amma. You have a separate chapter called as agriculture income. One of the chapters which at any given point of time ICI will ensure comes, and 4 marks gone for you. Because at no point of time has a student ever been able to realize the fact that there is something called partial integration. Every time they see agriculture income in the exam, the first thing which will come in the hand is exempt. That's all. Any student for that matter will come and say, boss, agriculture income exempt, answer over. ICI will say what? Attempt over. Understand, whenever it comes to agriculture income, it is exempt from taxes, yes. But the moment you see the word agriculture income, always one thing should ring your head, always saying partial integration. This is something which never has someone done in the exam. Enna sonnalo. No matter how much I tell in my class also, people will come and again keep using the fact that it is exempt. But understand, it is not just exempt, it is also liable for partial integration. That is why I tell in my class one rule. The only things which are exempt in exam is something which you don't know. That's all. Yes, you see the question. If you see a word, you don't know what the answer is. There is only two. If it is relating to TDS not applicable. If it is relating to your exam, it is exempt. Agriculture income is something you should know, which means it is not exempt, but it is liable for. Keep it in mind. Yes, let's keep it in mind. I'm telling you today because 3 days later I will ask the same question. 3 days later I'll ask you the same question, I'll give you the same answer, and that time you will again put me what? Exempt. Yes, ippe solidra warning kuduta ini mela kuda vanduchuna theriyala. Okay, be extra careful whenever it comes to agriculture income. It is only partial integration. Again, yes, if the question is asking you only for total income, then it is exempt. But if the question is asking for a tax liability, then it is partial integration. Keep that in mind and go forward with it. Adu thavara standard rule in my class, we will read everything. If the 65th item comes in the exam, 60 marks on the paper, correct? 60 marks on the paper, 65th item comes in the exam, you will look at the exam and you will ask one simple question. Exempt, avladhaan. Don't ask the question, Rahul did not teach me, he treated me bad teacher and all, nothing. Okay, I will teach you everything and go. Either you forget or it is exempt. That is only two answers. If you forget also, you are failing. If you are exempt also, somehow you will pass. Correct? Yes. Let's make that choice. Make it very clear today itself, boss, what you learn in your classes should stick to your head. Okay? Because anything which you don't learn in the class is not there in the syllabus. If it is not there in the syllabus, it is simply. Let's work with that. Yes, that does not mean that you only read for 10 marks and go and then you say balance 50 marks is exempt. Okay, then he will also play exemption only for you. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, clear? Yes, let's work with that. So we are into the where were we? We are into the list. Central list is talking about income tax, state list is talking about agriculture tax, and then concurrent list talks about your GST. Keeping that in mind, we have two kinds of taxes in our syllabus. One is income tax, one is direct tax, one is indirect taxes. I'll ask a simple question, you give me the answer. Which one is progressive in nature? Direct tax is progressive in nature, indirect tax is regressive in nature. I will shift my burden in direct tax. True or false? False. You will not shift your burden in direct tax, you will only shift burden in indirect tax, or I say whatever it is. Yes, don't shift your burden in direct taxes, shift your burden in indirect tax. That is only the bad paper. Correct? I don't know. Your faculties you take. Yes, for me, burden shifting never happens in direct taxes because there is no burden itself, correct? Yeah, let's work with that. Yes, after that, we had something called as income tax laws and income tax act. We have to understand which one is bigger. Which one is bigger, people? Is law bigger or an act bigger? Law is bigger, act is smaller, because act forms part of laws. When it comes to laws, you have multiple things in that. One is called as act, then is called as rules, then is called as circulars, then you called as notifications. Final thing is case laws. This is what you have. When it comes to Income Tax Act, you specially have two acts. One is called as Income Tax Act, the other is called as Finance Act. You are writing exam for you're writing exam for which attempt? You're writing exam for which attempt? May 23. Finance Act applicable to you is Finance Act 22. Keep that in mind, people. So what you're writing your exam for 1 year before is your Finance Act. 1 year before is your Finance Act. Why? It's because your assessment year. It's because of your assessment year. Finance Act 22 will give you assessment year 23-24. Correct? Finance Act 22 will give you assessment year 23-24, and therefore it is Finance Act 22 capturing your May exam. If you are going into the practical world, someone comes and tells you, tell me the rate of taxes. The first question you'll ask him. You ask him which Finance Act, he will throw you out. You ask him which assessment year. Keeping that assessment year, you will tell him, give me this Finance Act. Correct? Yes. So tomorrow when you go into the market, you would have already covered budget 23. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are writing Finance Act 22. After you pass, already one budget is in picture, which is called as Finance Act 23. Tomorrow you will go to the exam. Tomorrow you go to your articleship. First question he will ask is, give me the rates of taxes. You will ask him, sir, do you want for my attempt or next attempt? Correct? Correct? No. You will ask him which assessment year. He will tell you, if you want for assessment year 23-24, you will stand happy and you will come and say, sir, this was my attempt. I will tell you the rate. Correct? If he tells you, no, I want assessment year 24-25, you will say, out of syllabus. Correct? You will say, I read for my exams, assessment year 23-24. I am ready to help you with the answer, provided you give me Finance Act 23. Play smart, people. Play smart, okay? You will tell him that if you want assessment year 24-25, please hand me over the Finance Act 23. I will read and I will come and tell you what is the rates of taxes. Clear, not clear? இது மட்டும் சொல்லிட்டா உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பா ஆர்டிகல்ஷிப் வந்துரும். இந்த ஷோ ஆஃப் மட்டும் பண்ணிட்டா போறோம். Okay, இந்த question மட்டும் நீங்க கரெக்ட் ஆன்சர் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க. He will tell you tomorrow itself you join, I will give you CA qualified salary itself. Okay, because CAs also don't know this answer, I'll tell you honestly. I have recruited 5 CAs, I know. எனக்கே டவுட் ஆயிருக்கும் அவன் CA பண்ணர்க்கானா இல்லையான்னு. Yes, people come with that kind of pathetic knowledge. இந்த மட்டும் நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க. If CA inter itself you can answer this question, go to a CA final student and ask them same question. அவன் மூஞ்சி பாப்பான். அப்படினா என்னன்னா கேட்பான் ஸ்ட்ரைட்டா. Okay, so let's keep this in mind. You are doing for exam assessment year, which means your Finance Act is 22-23. Keeping that in mind, we have completed Income Tax Act. Income Tax Act starts with Income Tax Act 1961. Income Tax Act 1961 applies to the whole of India. Applies to the whole of India. JNK. எனக்கு தெரியும். JNK included, not included? Included. JNK is also included because the constitution has been repealed. JNK is a part of your. It was already there. Now it is very clearly clarified. It applies to the whole of India. What is India? Huh? States. India means land mass, 12 nautical miles, 200 nautical miles, continental shelf, seabed. Continental shelf, seabed will all come, airspace also will come. Okay, India means the land along with 12 nautical miles, along with 200 nautical miles, below that, above that, underground also all covered. Yes, sir. This is what the India definition looks like. Okay, they will ask you for the exam? No, they will not ask you for the exam. With Income Tax Act getting over, you have something called as Income Tax Rules 1960. Income Tax Rules 1962. Why? Same assessment year logic. 1961 brought in assessment year 62-63. Therefore, income tax rules was from 60-63. Clear? Who prepares your rules? CBIT. Who prepares your rules? CBDT. Who prepares your rules? CBDT. CBDT full form is Central Board of Direct Taxes. CBDT prepares your rules, so it's a Central Board of Direct Taxes. Rules will be superior to act. True or false? Rules are superior to act. Rahul, இதெல்லாம் எதுக்குடா பேசுற? நீ சம்ம போடு, நான் பார போறேன். கரெக்ட்டா? எஸ், அதுதானே தாட்டா இருக்கு. இதுவே தெரியலனா சம் போட்டது ஒண்ணு ஆக போறதில்ல. Rules are bigger than act or rules are smaller than act? Can act overrule rules? Can rules overrule act? So act is inferior to. There is no inferiority. Rules are inferior to act. Patya da. Yes, I'm just trying to get attention. Where onnilla. So some people are sleeping there, I can see. Okay, rules are inferior to act. Act will give you what can be put in rules. Okay, act can give you what can be put in rules. After rules get over, you have something called as circulars and notifications. Circulars are binding on department, yes or no? Circulars are binding on department, true or false? True. Notifications are binding on department, true or false? Na kekkada badal sollu. Notifications binding on department, true or false? Notifications binding on department, true or false? True. True. Circulars are binding on assessees, true or false? False. Notifications are binding on assessee, true or false? True. In summary, circulars are only binding on department. Notifications are binding on both assessees and department. Can assessees take the benefit of circular? Yes. Hey, beneficial in the unga enna prachana? Yes, assessees can also take the benefit of the circular. If it is not beneficial, leave it off. If it is not beneficial, leave it off. If it is beneficial, keep it with you, because at the end of the day, who is going to be binding on it? Department is going to be binding on it. Do I have to clarify what is circular notification? You know? You know? Yes. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yes, circulars and notifications are there. Circulars are binding on department. Notifications are binding on both assessees and department. I have very clearly asked you the same question. Notifications are binding on department, true or false? True. Understand, my question does not say notifications are binding on department only. The word is important. Okay, is notification binding on department? Yes. Is notification binding on department only? Clear? Be very careful about what words I'm using. Okay, be extra cautious about what I'm using. Be careful about it. Yes, with the circulars and notification getting over, you have something called as case laws. In syllabus, out of syllabus? Out of syllabus. Final level portion, not part of your syllabus. Okay, case laws are not part of your syllabus. It is part of your final syllabus, so therefore you don't have to worry about it. You can ignore it and go as we go forward. Yes, with this you're done with your laws. Now the question which comes into picture is, boss, you need to understand what do you mean by an income. What do you mean by an income? What do you mean by income? I don't know. You also don't know. What do you mean by income? Anything which you read in this act is called as income. That's all. Anything which you read in the act is called as income. In a very simple terms, in layman terms, whatever is defined under 224. Whatever is defined under 224. 224 is nothing but the definition of income. Read 224. How do you read it? Section 2. Ma, nee life depends on asking. Section 2. Clause 24. Section 2. Clause 24. Section 2 is a unrelated section. Section 2 is an unrelated section. Every part of the definition is unrelated to each other. Therefore, you directly start with clause. Subsections only come into picture when it is a related section. Okay? Yeah? Yes. Section 2, clause 24. It is section 2, clause 24. Is it coming in exam? No. No. But it's okay. It's good to remember. It's good to remember. It is section 2, clause 24. Exam la poite section 2, subsection 24 helningna gali poche. Yes. So it is section 2. Clause 24. It is section 2, clause 24 defines the word income. What is income? I don't know. Income is whatever you read in this exam. Income is whatever you read in exam, but a clarificatory question. Illegal income, taxable, not taxable? Taxable, not taxable? Taxable. Revenue income, capital income? No. Capital income is only taxable if it is provided in the act. Capital income is only taxable if it is provided in the act. If it is not provided in the act, it's not taxable. It's not taxable. What is taxable is purely revenue receipts and capital income to the extent it is taxable. To the extent it is taxable. How do you know if it is taxable or not? Hey. Check 224, that's all. How do you know if it's taxable? Check 224. If it's there in 224, it is taxable. If it is not there in 224, it is not taxable. Any doubts till now? No? Clear? Yes, this is what the definition of income is. Now the question is, what do you mean by capital income and revenue income? What do you mean by capital income and revenue income? My question, it is regularly happening. It is happening once in a time. It is something which you directly sell and get an income. Revenue. It is something which you are using for purpose of generating income. Capital. Yes. If it is shares. If it is shares. Terms or what terms? Shares, ma, shares. shares na enna purpose use பண்ணுவ? Very good. If you are a share broker, then it is revenue. If you are a share investor, clear? Gift. நீ ரெகுலரா gift குத்துன்னு இருக்கியா? அப்புறம் என்ன ரெகுலரா gift குத்துன்னு இருப்பேன்? Hey, some female, if you are available, அவன் ரெகுலரா gift குத்துன்னு இருக்கான், just be careful about it. Gift, capital revenue. Capital, obviously, be it once in a lifetime. Okay, you keep continuously giving gifts, that person will also take advantage of it. Okay, only one kidney to live. Yes, sir. Yes, gifts are capital in nature. Gifts are capital in nature. You have got a penalty for the purpose of waiving of a contract. You've got a penalty for the purpose of waiving of a contract. Basically meaning what happened is you enter into a contract. You enter into a contract. The contract comes and says that, boss, you have to supply me 500 machines. You have to supply me 500 machines on 5th March. If you give it on 5th March, great. If you don't give me on 5th March, you have to pay me a penalty of 1 crore rupees. You did not give on 5th March. He will pay you 1 crore. Capital revenue, capital or revenue? Capital revenue. Capital. It is pertaining to machines. Therefore, it is capital. What will you do with this income? Huh? What will you do with this income? They reduce it from the cost, that's all. Hello. Tax accounts. Tax accounts. Huh? Accounts then AS10, fixed assets, any kind of grant received pertaining to an asset, if it is directly relatable, what will you do? Tax சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன். Day, what will you do? Reduce it from the cost of the asset. Why? Because you're going to claim depreciation on it. Because you're going to claim depreciation on it. Clear? Yes. You are into agency business. You are into agency business. You're only working for Birla. That's all. You're only working for Birla. Tomorrow Birla comes and says, I don't like your face, get lost. Agency contract. Gone. You said, boss, if you don't like my face, pay me 1 crore rupees. Because it is there in the contract. It is there in the contract. He said, okay, boss, I'll pay you 1 crore, but I don't want to see your face again. So which means he paid you 1 crore, you left. 1 crore rupees, capital revenue. Capital. Yes, sir. Yes. You are into agency, working for Birla and Tata. Working for Birla and Tata. Tomorrow Birla says, get lost. You say, okay, no problem, I'm still working for Tata. But still you have to pay me 1 crore rupees. 1 crore rupees, revenue, capital. Revenue. Understand, agency now is not your bread and butter. Agency now not your bread and butter. You have multiple agencies. This is not your bread and butter. Therefore, you can still survive without it. Yes or no? Yes. Clear? Yes, you are into employee relationship. You are into employee relationship. Employee says, boss, you are not working good. Please get lost. For that, he pays you something called as retrenchment compensation. What? Where have we learned this? He paid you something called as retrenchment compensation. Capital revenue. Capital revenue. Emma, capital. Only one employment you have, no? Yes or no? Capital revenue. Taxable, exempt. Taxable, subject to exemptions. Taxable, subject to exemptions. Understand, just because we are classifying into capital revenue does not mean capital becomes non-taxable. It is taxable provided it is under. It is under 2 clause 24. Clear? 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 All good. Yes. This is what the definition of income is. This is what you need to remember from income perspective. Income means revenue. Income means revenue minus expense. Income means revenue or revenue minus expense. Revenue minus expense. Revenue minus expense is what? But the answer is actually not that. It is revenue minus allowable expense. Revenue minus allowable expense. Abdina enna artham? Boss, you are doing winnings. You are doing winnings. In that scenario, income will become full revenue. Income will become full revenue because expenses are not allowed as deduction. Yes or no? Yes. When it comes to winnings, income means directly revenue because expenses are not allowed as deduction. If you are doing unexplained income, fully income because there is no expenses allowable. So income nothing, it means revenue minus. Yes, keeping that in mind, you now have to get into the charging section. You have to get into the charging section. Charging section basically comes and says, boss, at income tax shall be levied on a person. Income tax shall be levied on a person for the income he earned in the previous year. Income he earned in the previous year at the rates in force in the assessment year. At the rates enforced in the assessment year. In this income tax, you know, person means individual, HUF, firm, AOP, BOI, AJP. One more, local authority. Yes, individual, HUF, firm, company, AOP, BOI, local authority, AJP. Clear? Include definition means definition. Inclusive definition or exhaustive definition? Inclusive definition. Inclusive definition is the term called income. Person is the definition for person. Now you have something called as previous year and assessment year. What is previous year? Income in year in which year income is earned. Income is earned. Assessment year is the year in which the income is taxed, computed, assessed. In the year assessment year is the year in which the income is assessed. Yes or no? Yes or no? Question to you. Previous year will always be for 12 months, true or false? False. Assessment year will always be for 12 months, true or false? True. Understand, previous year can be for less than 12 months also. It depends on when you are starting your business or when you are getting born. When you are getting born. Can previous year be for one day? Can previous year be for one day? Yes. Previous year can also be for as good as one day. Basically meaning if you are on 31st March of, which attempt are you writing exam for? 23, 24. Which previous year? 22, 23. So you are on 31st March. Confused pantana. 31st March 23. You are on 31st March 23. On 31st March 23, you never have an income. You are CA inter student. You are CA inter student having no income, only expenses for you. Okay, only expenses and burdens for you. Otherwise, what happened is you go to the market and you suddenly found a lottery ticket. You saw the lottery ticket, it says 5 crore rupees. You went and you encashed. Got the money in your hand after TDS, obviously. Yes, got the money in your hand. You have now income of 5 crore rupees taxable in the year. 23, 24. Question to you, what is the previous year? Date. That's all. What is your previous year? 31st March 23 to 31st March 23. That's all. Okay? Yes. So question, can previous year be less than one day? Can previous year be less than one day? No, sir. Previous year will be minimum one day, maximum 365 or 366. Assessment year will always be for 12 months. Assessment year will always be for 12 months. For your exam, previous year is dates. 1st April 22 to 31st March 23. Assessment year is 1st April 23 to assessment year, 31st March 24. Clear till here? Yes. Is there any doubt? No. Are you changing your assessment year? Planning to? Sure? You have two options. Assessment year 23, 24 itself, you have May and November. You may pass. I don't know. Yes, you are in your previous year and assessment year. Previous year can be as less than, as equal to one day and can be as big as 12 months. But assessment year will always be for 12 months. There is only one exception. Where they came and say, boss, previous year and assessment year can be the same year. Yes or no? There are previous years and assessment year can be the same year. Does someone remember the illustrations? Does someone remember the cases? Do you remember the cases where it is previous year and assessment year is the same year? Leaving India for employment. Next. Sorry? Crew member. Achha. Crew member of ship. Okay. Crew member of ship. Next. Business or profession discontinued. Then AOP BOI discontinued. Very good. Next. It's not in the sequence. For some reason you forgot the story. One more. No? Sale of your assets with the intention to evade taxes. Customer ga. You want me to repeat the story? So let's repeat the story. Yes, I have a simple mechanism to remember all this. Basically what happens is our friend comes into picture, the most loyal person of India, called as Solluma, no prashna illa. I am ready to take the chance. YouTube la irukana, live irukana, na unnoda peru solran sonna vachiko. Yes, I am on live YouTube. I am coming and using his name. What is our famous person of India? Mr. VM. In case I'm trying to hide, it's Vijay Mallya. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Vijay Mallya is in India. Mr. Vijay Mallya is India. We're trying to understand his life history. What happened is Mr. Vijay Mallya is sitting in India having a big company called as Kingfisher. Today suddenly he has big money. Decided to go into F1 racing. Does someone know that Vijay Mallya was into F1 racing? You know what is F1 racing first of all? F1 on the car ma. Yes, F1 racing is basically on the you will see that shows and all no where on the car edutittu apdiye F1 racing. Yes. So what happened is Mr. Vijay Mallya wanted to enter into F1 racing, big money with him. So what happened is he did not want to do it solo. Found his friend called as rendu meaning irukku. I am talking about the wrong person. Mr. Nirav Modi. I'm talking about the wrong person, Nirav Modi, not Mana. Yes, avlo kuda dhairiyam illa enakku. Yes, we are right now with Mr. Vijay Mallya having Kingfisher business, decided to enter into F1 racing, entered hands with Nirav Modi, entered into F1 racing. Suddenly luck did not favor, so therefore they entered into losses. They incurred losses. Now what happened is huge losses, huge debt in his hand, correct? Yes, huge debt in his hand, decides to not pay the debt. What will he do? What will you do? Try to leave. But before you're leaving, you have to shut down things and go here. So what happened is he first came and said, boss, in the F1 racing first no. Let's first shut down the F1 racing because Angadana lost on the chip. So first he decided to shut down his F1 racing. Now tomorrow he decides that he wants to leave India. Before he wants to leave India, he has to sell everything, correct? So he has to close down Kingfisher. So first what he'll do, he will close down Kingfisher. But you cannot just like that close down Kingfisher because there are some things in Kingfisher called as assets and liabilities. So first thing what you'll do, you will sell all the assets. So what he did after he closed F1 racing, he tried to sell all his assets. Assets sold. Now Kingfisher in an existence will become dummy entity. What will you do? Shut down Kingfisher. So next item what he did, he shut down Kingfisher. Now he has done everything. He's done everything in India. What will he do? Try to leave. So point number 4, leaving India. Intention of coming back, not coming back. With an intention of not coming back. Now he decided to leave India. Tried to leave India through flight, did not work out. Tried to leave through car, did not work out. What happens? Calls his friend sitting in Japan named as Doraemon. Calls his friend, comes and says, boss, you have that pocket, no? And the pocket you bring some item, bring a ship for me. So by ship comes Doraemon, picks him up on the port, leaves and goes. The whole story stands on the fact that everywhere there is a evading taxes happening. Understand, first scenario, what are you doing? You're trying to shut down F1 racing, meaning AOP BOI discontinued because Nirav Modi and Vijay Mallya together are not into partnership. Just like that, today they met on a coffee and they came and said, boss, let's do F1 racing together. If you're not into partnership, you're into AOP or BOI. So what happened? First of all, AOP BOI discontinued. Next, you needed to shut down business, so you sold all your assets. So sale of all assets with an intention to avoid taxes. You have sold all your assets. Now you will discontinue business. So business discontinued. Point number 4, decides to leave India. Person leaving India with no intention of coming back. Point number 5, called your friend, he came. Non-resident shipping company entering India. These are the 5 scenarios. Can you repeat? One is AOP BOI discontinued. Sale of all the assets with an intention to evade taxes. Shutting down of business. Leaving India with no intention of coming back. Non-resident, by non-resident, Doraemon, non-resident, shipping company coming to India. Anju scenario, what will happen? Previous year and assessment year will become same. What will the assessing officer come and say? Boss, this year itself I will compute your taxes. You first pay me tax, then you leave. At any given scenario, what will happen? AOP discontinue anadhukku munadi, they will collect the taxes, then they will ask you to shut down. Assets sold panadhukku munadi, they will ask you to pay taxes, then they will ask you to sale. business shutdown பண்ணதுக்கு முன்னாடி they'll ask you to pay taxes and then they'll ask you to close. If you are leaving India, they will first catch hold of you, they will come and say first pay then board. And the fifth one is non-resident shipping company வரும்போது they are coming and saying boss விஜய் மாலியால இருந்து காசு வாங்க போறல, that is an income for India. அந்த income of India க்கு tax first pay பண்ண அதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் கிளம்ப முடியும். Clear? Yes, 5 scenarios. Can you remember now? Try to remember. If you don't remember, mark the story off. Okay, you can remember the story and do it properly. Otherwise, don't forget this. I think this has come in exam once or twice. It has come in exam once or twice. In the question la, and the last sixth question irukku theory question. And the last theory question irukku. That is a question for your choice. If you don't understand anything in the last 5 questions, you will choose the sixth question. In that, konjo theory da varum. Not many theories. Some theories will come. One of the theory could be this scenario. Please keep mind because easy 4 marks in your pocket. Easy 4 marks in your pocket. Clear? Yes, these are the scenarios where you are talking about previous year and assessment year being the same. With this, the last concept in this basics of income tax is to understand what are your heads of income. The heads of income are income from salaries, income from house property, profit and gains of business or profession, profits and gains of business or profession, then capital gains. Last one is IFRS. Yes, these are your 5 heads of income when it comes to income tax. When it comes to income tax, total of these 5 incomes will be called as income from heads. In this, you will add your clubbing, you will reduce your losses, you will arrive at your gross total income. On that, you will do your chapter 6 and all those things. Clear till now? Chapter number 1 is over. Hey Rahul, marathon போயிட்டு இருக்கு. Nothing to discuss in chapter number 1 அதனால. See if you can understand. Okay, I've covered person, I've covered assessment, I've covered income, capital, revenue receipt, revenue receipt, charge of income is what we discussed at the charging section. In the charging section, what is assessment year, previous year, what is assessable, difference between the assessment year and previous year when it happens in the same year, and then this is the format for you. This is the format for you. Clear? Yes. Let's get into the theory part. Let's get into the most interesting part called as rates of taxes. We are into now tax rates. We are now into tax rates. The first thing which will happen in a tax rate is to first to understand what is your person. First to understand what is your person. Before we get into tax rates itself, 2 golden rules which I always tell my students to follow. Rule number 1, TI should always be rounded off to nearest 10 rupees. Rule number 1, total income should be rounded off to the nearest 10. Rule number 2, final tax liability to be rounded off to 10. Okay, 2 rules for you. Total income should always be rounded off to the nearest 10. Tax liability should be rounded off to the nearest 10. What is the tax liability? The final tax liability. Okay, what is the final tax liability? In your question, I think in your golden rules, it will be rule number 12, I think. It should be rule number 12, my understanding, that calculate interest and late filing fee irukla. Adukapro you would have said this is the final net tax refund or due. Yes, step number 14. So step number 14 is when you have to round off to the nearest 10, and then step number 9 is where you have to round off to the nearest 10, where you arrive at your total income. 2 rules to follow before you start your question itself. Okay, these 2 itself carry half a mark. These 2 itself will carry half a mark, and you know better what half mark can do for you. Okay, so make sure that you capture this half mark as and when it is possible. Clear? Yes. With this in mind, let's start with what our persons look like. We will start with the first person called as individual. The first and the most important person from your exam perspective is called as individual. When we are capturing individual, we also capture together HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. We also capture our HUF, AOP, BOI, and AJP. What are the rules in this? They came and said, boss, understand what is the age of the person. Understand what is the age of the person. Tell me, the age will only be for individuals or will be for the other 5 also? It will only be for the individual. It will only be for the individual. Only individuals can have age. HUF cannot have an age. AJP cannot have an age. BOI cannot have an age. And one more is, what did I miss? HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP, all covered. All these people will not have an age. Meaning, what I am discussing right now is all those individuals who are less than 60 years. Along with HUF, AOP, BOI, and AJP. All these persons, we have a slab rate concept where they came and said, boss, for the first 2.5 lakhs, tax will be 0. Tax will be 0. For the first 2.5 lakhs, I will not collect any taxes from you. For the next 2.5 lakhs, meaning from 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, I will collect taxes at the rate of 5%. From 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, I will collect a tax at the rate of 20%. Balance, I will collect tax at the rate of 30%. Okay, these are your slab concepts. Question to you. You are Mike Tyson. You are whom? You are Mike Tyson, non-resident, age is 78 years. Age is 78 years. Your basic exemption limit is by. Very good. Be extra careful about the highlight in my book. You are only liable for the higher slabs if you are a resident. If you are a resident, the moment you are a non-resident, it does not matter what your age is, you will only be liable for 2.5 lakhs of basic exemption limits. Clear? Yes. So as a resident individual aged less than 60 years, along with the non-resident, along with your AJP, BOI and HUF, you are liable for a slab of 2.5 lakhs to 5%, 5 lakhs to 20%, 10 lakhs to 2.5 lakhs to 0, 5 lakhs to 5%, 10 lakhs to 20%, balance it is 30%. What happens if you are a resident individual aged 60 years? You will come and say, boss, if you are of the age 60 years to 80 years, the 2.5 lakhs will become 3 lakhs. The 2.5 will become 3 lakhs, meaning 0 to 3 lakhs will become 0, 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs will become 5%, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs will become 20%, balance will become 30%. If you are a resident individual aged beyond 80, then in that case your incomes will become 5 lakhs variko 0. After 5 lakhs it is directly 20%. Balance will become 30%. 1 second. In the screen there is index page only because I did not move it out. I was discussing with you people, you are not supposed to look at the book, you are supposed to look at my, you're not supposed to look at the book, you're supposed to look at what I'm talking with you, okay? Index page is not moving because I don't want to read from the book. Okay, you follow what I'm talking, not follow what the book is. Aduk dhaan unukku screenshot kuttitala poi veetla pachikom. Yes. Yeah, where are we? We are into resident individual aged 60, resident individual aged 80. If you are age 80, what will happen? Your income will be up to 5 lakhs 0. Beyond 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, it will be 20%. After that, it will become 30%. This is what the whole concept of the slab rate model is. Yes. Question to you. You were born on 1st April 1963. You were born on 1st April 1963. Your age is? Okay, let me change the question. Your age is, you were born on 1st April 1963. Your basic exemption limit is? All in favor of 5 lakhs? All in favor of 2.5? 3 lakhs, huh? 3 lakhs, huh? 3 lakhs? Yes or no? No. You know why? Did you ask me whether he's opting for 115 BSc? What did I tell you just now? Just because I ask a question does not mean the answer is on the face of it. One rule follow for Rahul's class, you will never get a straight answer. Never. Okay. If I put up a question, look out at your permutations and then ask the right answer. Munnadiye answer kodutha thappada irukum theriyudilla. Yes. Question to ask me is, Rahul, is he opting for 115 BSc or not? Because if he opts for 115 BSc, this will become 2.5 lakhs. If he does not opt for 115 BSc, it will become 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Ignoring 115 BSc, why does he become 3 lakhs? There is a circular which has been issued by the department which comes and clarifies that, boss, if you were born on 1st April, you technically have completed 59 years and 365 days. You technically have completed 59 years and 365 days. I wanted you to complete that age. You have completed the age, which technically means you are 60 years on 1st April. You are 60 years on 1st April. The moment you are 60 years on 1st April, I will give you the exemption of 3 lakh rupees. I'll give you the exemption of 3 lakhs. Clear? Yes. So if you are born on 1st April 1963, your basic exemption limit is 3 lakhs, provided you don't opt for 115 BSc. If you are born on 1st April 1943, it will become 5 lakhs, provided you don't opt for 115 BSc. Clear? Yes. If I have used the word 115 BSc, let me clarify what do you mean by 115 BSc. In your exam, you have two regimes. One is called as normal regime, one is called as new regime. One is called as new regime. New regime is nothing but your 115 BSc. 115 BSc comes and says, boss, if you are not happy with the income slabs given, if you are not happy with an income slab given, I am giving you a new income slab. What does a new income slab look like? From 0 to 2.5 lakhs, it will become 0. From 2.5 to 5, it will become 5. Then it will become 10, then it will become 15, 20, 25, 30. How do you check? 5 to 7.5 lakhs, 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs to 12.5 lakhs, then 12.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs, everything more than 15 lakhs, everything more than 15 lakhs. This is how your 115 BSc looks like. What are these? These are percentages. These are percentages. If you are not satisfied with the normal slabs given to you, you can opt for this slab, and the condition in this slab is it is applicable to any kind of individual and any kind of HUF. When I say any kind of individual, it means I don't care whether what your age is. I don't care what your age is. I don't care whether you are a resident or a non-resident. I am giving you only one slab. I am giving you only one slab, meaning even if you are a senior citizen and if you opt for 115 BSc, your basic exemption limit will become 2.5 lakhs. Clear? This is only applicable till your attempt and the next attempt. It is, you don't need to know. This is only applicable for your attempt and the next attempt. You can either answer this only in May and November. By the time you come for the next May, this has changed. This has changed. Current budget, this has all been amended. Do you want to know what the new rates are? Don't know. Okay, you will learn all this after you clear. You will learn all this after you clear. As of now, you don't need to know. Let's not worry about it also. Clear? Yes. With this rates coming into picture, now you have a choice whether you want to opt for old regime or a new regime. You can make your own choice. Why will you not opt for new regime? Because there are certain exemptions and deductions which are taken away from you. That is the only reason you will not opt for new regime. What are those exemptions and deductions taken away? As we do the respective chapters, I will clarify it then and there. Okay. As of now, you don't have to worry about it. Till now, what you have to learn is you have two tax rates. One is under normal, one is under 115 BSc. Will exam come and clarify which regime you should opt for? May not. May not. If the question very clearly comes and says compute tax liability full stop, meaning you need to check for both. You need to check for both. This is where most of the people lose marks in exam, because the moment the question says compute tax liability, they will put it as an MCQ question also, smarta. They will not even put as a 4-mark question. Correct MCQ question poduvanga. Compute the tax liability. 4 options will be given. Comedy enna irukona? Option A will be old regime, option B will be new regime. Nee enna regime potalo answer is there. Nee enna regime potalo answer is there. You choose a wrong regime, gone. Yes. So you need to be extra careful about what the question says. That's step number 1. That's step number 1. Understand what the question says. If the question is as vague as Rahul is, if Rahul is coming and saying compute tax liability, what is your job? Ask yourself what regime is going on. If the question answer is not clear, check for both the regimes and then check for step number 10 and 11, whichever is lower. Check for step number 10 and 11, whichever is lower. Step number 10 is computing tax as per normal and AMT, whichever is higher. That is being checked with 115 BSc, whichever is lower. Okay. Yes. These questions will definitely not come as a full mark question. They will ask it only in MCQ. I am showing you. This time you have case studies and all. Yes, they will give you a big story, and then in that one story, one question will be compute tax. You will sit and do what? You will check for both. If you don't check for both, 2 marks gone. Pocket out, because you don't have step marks also in this MCQ where, yes, for a wrong color and the marks is gone. Color itself gone. No flying colors. Clear? Yes, be extra careful about what regime you are opting for. Be extra cautious about what status of residence that person is. Yes or no? Yes. Keeping that in mind, let's come to understand what our balance items are. Yes, we have now understood what our slabs are. Keeping that slab is now we need to figure out what kind of person are you. Are you a middle class person? Are you a rich person? Or are you option. Either you are rich, or you are middle class, or you are poor, If you are a poor person, income tax feels pity on you, comes and gives you something called as rebate. But they come and say, boss, you should be Indian poor, not foreign poor. You should be my poor. I should have the authority to come and say you are poor in my country, which means you should be a resident. You should be a resident. So income tax comes and says, boss, if you are resident individual, if you are a resident individual whose total income is up to 5 lakhs, total income is up to 5 lakhs. In that case, I will give you a rebate. I will give you a rebate. Rebate is all the tax which you can compute up to 5 lakhs, meaning what is the tax up to 5 lakhs, ma'am? 12,500. So income tax comes and says, boss, if you are a resident individual who's of the income less than or equal to 5 lakh rupees, you will get a rebate of actual tax or 12,500, whichever is lower, whichever is lower. Whatever is your actual tax liability versus 12,500, whichever is lower. Can you get rebate in new regime? Yes. Yes. It doesn't matter. You can be poor either ways, ma. Okay. The point is to be poor. Just because you opt a new regime does not mean you become rich and all suddenly. Okay. So are you eligible for rebate in new regime? Yes. Are you eligible for rebate in old regime? Yes, you are eligible for rebate in both the regimes. You are eligible for rebate in both the regimes. There is only one exception. They come and say, boss, if you are poor, you cannot be poor because of LTCG under 112A. You cannot be poor on account of LTCG under 112A, meaning income tax comes and says, whatever is the tax to be paid on 112A, please pay me the tax. Please pay me the tax. Meaning you can claim rebate on any kind of income except for income under 112A. You have illegal income of 4 lakh rupees. You have illegal income of 4 lakh rupees. Are you poor, rich? Huh? You are richly poor. Doing illegal itself is rich, but then you are poor also because you only earned 4 lakhs out of it. Question to you, what is the tax rate first? 78%. Question next, are you eligible for rebate? Ippoda sonna you are eligible. What did I tell you just now? What did I tell you just now? Any kind of tax you are eligible for rebate except for 112A. Should I repeat the question? Are you eligible for rebate on illegal income? Yes. 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 It doesn't matter even if you're doing illegal, as long as you're poor, you are poor. Income tax feels pity on illegal poor persons also. Okay. So are you eligible for rebate on illegal income? Yes. Are you eligible for rebate on lottery income? Yes. You are also eligible for rebate on lottery income. That is why they gave a criteria of 12,500. That is why they gave the criteria of 12,500, because on lottery income you will pay tax at the rate of 30%, which will definitely be more than 12,500. In that case, can you claim the full deduction? No, you can only claim deduction up to. Clear? Yes. So understand, if you are poor, rebate will be eligible to you only if you are a resident individual and your income is less than 5 lakhs. What you will not be eligible on rebate is LTCG under section 112A. LTCG under section 112A. Clear? Someone complained, no, in the Apachiko. Now it is not just index. Go read. See if you understand. Clear? Yes, sir. Yes. Any doubts? No doubts? Next. Next. You were poor person, we gave you rebate. You are middle class, I don't want anything from you. Now you are rich. Now you are rich. I will levy something called as surcharge. I will levy something called as surcharge. Surcharge is nothing but a tax on tax. Surcharge is nothing but a tax on tax. The moment you get income more than 50 lakhs, income tax feels you are rich now. The moment you get an income more than 50 lakhs, income tax feels you are rich now. They will levy a surcharge at the rate of 10%. They will levy a surcharge at the rate of 10%. Question to you, this 10% is on what? It is, surcharge is nothing but, the moment it is tax on tax, it is 10% of your tax. It is 10% of your basic tax. Clear? Yes. So if your income is more than 50 lakhs, you will pay 10% on your basic tax. If your income is somewhere between 1 crore to 2 crores, you will pay 15%. If your income is more than 2 crores, you will pay 25 up to 5 crores. If your income is more than 5 crores, you will pay 37%. You will pay 37%. Tell me, what is the highest rate in India? Highest tax. It is 42.6%. 42.744. It is 42.744. How do you compute this? Take the highest tax. What is the highest tax? 30%. Take the highest surcharge. Question to you. Surcharge highest is 37. 37 on what? So 37 on 30%. Put it. How much is it? 41.1. You will add something called as cess. Cess is 4%. 4% on what?
Both basic tax.
4% on what? In this question? 41. 4% on 41. Therefore, it will become 42.744. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is how it works. Okay. Understand? Basic tax will be computed. Surcharge will be on the basic tax. Cess will be on basic tax plus surcharge. Cess will be on basic tax plus surcharge. Next question. And the 12,500 naanga kuduthomla rebate la. The 12,500 we gave on rebate, that should be deducted after computing cess, before computing cess. Before computing cess. 12,500 will be given before computing cess. Basically, cess is the last item. Cess is the last item. You will take your basic tax. If surcharge is applicable, you will add surcharge. If rebate is applicable, you will reduce rebate, and then you will arrive at a number. And the number kamala you have to put 4% cess and arrive at the final tax liability. Yes or yes? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is what your computations are. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, coming to that point, question. Surcharge applicable on new regime, yes or no? Surcharge applicable on new regime, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you are poor in new regime, you can be rich also in new regime. If you are poor enough in new regime, you can be rich enough in new regime also. Same rules apply. Same rules apply only for this attempt and next attempt. Ippe solidra. Next year vandittu new regime maare pochu. The new regime is fully changed. Everything will change in new regime. Okay, things are very different in the new regime for this budget. Next attempt vanditingna gali pochu. Next attempt okay. Next attempt vanditingna gali pochu. Okay, let's not get to that position. As of now, as we speak, if you are rich or poor, it doesn't matter. The surcharge and rebate remains the same both in old regime and in new regime. Clear? Yes. Keeping that in mind, income tax is given certain exemptions to you. They come and say that, boss, the enhanced surcharge of 25 and 37% is not applicable on every case. Is not applicable on every case. They have come and they have clarified that the enhanced surcharge of 25 and 37. Now, surcharge is what are the four surcharges? 10, 15, 25, 37. In this 25 and 37 will not be applicable on 3 items. Will not be applicable on 3 items. Name for me. One is STCG under section 1118. 1118. Next is LTCG under section 1128. 1128. Next item is dividend income. Next item is dividend income. For those who know only these 3 items, these are your November syllabus. These are your November syllabus. Starting from May 23, now you have a 4th item. 4th item is called as LTCG under section 112. First amendment for the current year. The first amendment is that going forward, your LTCG under section 112 is also not applicable for enhanced surcharge of 25 and 36. Okay. So now there are 4 items. Can you repeat it after me? STCG under 1118, LTCG under 112A, dividend income, LTCG under 112. Keep this in mind. This is definitely coming. 101%. This is coming in exam this time, and most likely coming as an MCQ question. Most likely coming as an MCQ question. They will 100% ask you what is a tax liability with an enhanced income. That's on the link. Oh, sorry, Ji. Sorry, Ji. Thank you. In case it falls again, let me know. But same time, don't focus on this. Focus on the class. Okay. Yes, we are into 4 kinds of income which are not liable for enhanced surcharge. One is your LTCG under 112A, STCG under 111A, dividend income, and the amendment for the current year is LTCG under 112. In summary, your all capital gains are covered now. Yes or no? No. You still have a short-term capital gains which are not covered under 111A. That is still liable for the enhanced surcharge. Basically, any capital gains which is liable for a special rate is not applicable for enhanced surcharge. Any short term, any capital gains which is liable for a special rate is not applicable for a enhanced surcharge, along with dividend income. Along with dividend income. If things were as simple as it, then it would not have been income tax. Income tax came and said, boss, I am giving you one other condition. I am giving you one other condition. When you are computing the surcharge on the other incomes, when you are computing the income surcharge on the other incomes, please exclude these items also. Please exclude these items also. What they're basically trying to say is, let's say for example, your total income was 2 crores. Your total income was, you would have paid a surcharge of it is only when it becomes 2 crores. If it was 2 crore 1 rupee, it rounded off to 2 crores. Ada half mark pocha. If it was 2 crores and 5 rupees, if it was a 2 crore and 5 rupees, the surcharge would have become 25. With this being 2 crores, your surcharge is 15. With it being surcharge is 15. Yes, if your income was 2 crores, your surcharge would have been 15. Now my scenario is like this. What happened is, my PGBP income is 1 crore 96 lakhs. Evlo zeros da? Correct? I don't know. I'm very poor enough for this. Your total income is, no, not your total income. Your PGBP income is 1 crore 96 lakhs. Your PGBP income is 1 crore 96 lakhs. In this, what has happened is, you have also earned an LTCG under section 112. Under section 112 of 50 lakh rupees. How much? 50 lakh rupees. What is the total income now? 2 crore 46 lakhs. Correct or not? 2 crore 46 lakhs. Now in this, what has income tax person come and said, boss, when it comes to LTCG, the surcharge will maximum only be 15%. See, technically, if you look at your total income, it is 2 crore 46. You should have levied a surcharge of 25. Should have levied a surcharge of 25. But in this, what has happened? Income tax has come and said, no, boss, for LTCG, the surcharge is only 15. So what has happened? On this, the surcharge has now become 15. Question to you, what will happen to this? What will happen to this? Should you levy 25 on this? No. This is where income tax comes and says, boss, understand, your income has gone beyond 2 crores because of which income? Had this LTCG not been there, you would have paid a surcharge of only. Let's keep it there. Let's keep it there. Let's keep it there. If your income is going to the next slab solely because of your special incomes, let's ignore it. Let's ignore it. Having said that, please to understand, your minimum surcharge will continue to be 15. Your minimum surcharge will continue to be 15. What I'm trying to say is, let's say for example, your PGBP is only 50 lakhs. How much is your PGBP? 50 lakhs. Let's say your total income here is 3 crore 50 lakhs. Your PGBP is 50 lakhs. Your LTCG is 3 crore 50 lakhs. Your total income becomes 4 crores. Total income becomes 4 crores. In this total income becoming 4 crores, your LTCG will be taxable at a surcharge of 15%. Your PGBP will be taxable at a surcharge of 15%. Your 15% will continue. Understand, I gave you this benefit to not apply the enhanced surcharge. I gave you this benefit to not apply the enhanced surcharge. It does not change the fact that you are still rich enough. It does not change the fact that you are still rich enough. Your minimum surcharge will continue to be 15. Where I am giving you a benefit is only on the 25 and 37. Clear? Not clear? Clear? If this is 10 lakhs, your surcharge will be and ange mattum 15 solite inge eppadi 0 varum unakku. It will be the same 15. It will be the same 15. Understand, for your other incomes, if the total income goes beyond 2 crores, what? If the total income goes beyond 2 crores, your other income will start with the minimum surcharge of 15, will go up to 37. Your other income will continue to be at 15. Your other income will continue to be at 15. Clear? Not clear? Yes. In simple terms, the chart works like this. In simple terms, your chart works like this. What you need to do is understand what your total income is. Understand what your total income is. First, understand what your total income is. If your total income is more than 2 crores, if your total income is more than 2 crores, do one thing, split. Split what? That 4 incomes and the other incomes. Split your 4 incomes and other incomes. Your 4 incomes will be liable for a surcharge of 15. Your other incomes will start from a surcharge of 15, will go up to 25 and 37 on a standalone basis. On a standalone basis, meaning the other income ranging from 0 total income to 2 crore total income will have a surcharge of 15. Beyond 2 crores, they will have a surcharge of 25. Beyond 5 crores, they will have a surcharge of 37. Yes. Let's say your total income is less than 2 crores. Let's say your total income is less than 2 crores. Will you be liable for surcharge of 25 and 37? Your total income itself is less than 2 crores. Will you be liable for an enhanced surcharge? No. When you're not even liable, do you want to split? Not required. Don't split. What you'll do is, in this case, take your total income as is. Take your total income as is. Your special income will also be a part of your total income. Take your total income as is and then check what your income is. If your income is between 0 to 50 lakhs, it is 0. 50 lakhs to 1 crore, it is 10%. Beyond 1 crore to 2 crores, it is 15%. Clear? Not clear? Yes. In case someone has a doubt, let's do one thing. Let's do some sums. Let's do some sums so that you better understand. I have a table in my book. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to ask you, this is your facts. This is your facts. You need to tell me what is the surcharges applicable on the incomes. Can we do that? Yes. So what I'll do, for the benefit of everyone, I will put a surcharge rate here. For the benefit of everyone, I'll put a surcharge rate here. One is called as special income, one is called as other income. So you need to tell me what is the surcharge applicable on special income and what is the surcharge applicable on other income. Yes, starting from the first scenario. First scenario comes and says that your special income is 15 lakhs. Hey, everything is in lakhs here. Everything is in lakhs here. Your special income is 15 lakhs. Your other income is 25 lakhs. Total income is 40 lakhs. Do you want to split? Not to split? Don't split. If you are not splitting, your total income is 40 lakhs. Are you rich, poor, middle class? You are in middle class. Do you want a surcharge? Surcharge on special income is, surcharge on other income is clear. Next, your special income is 15 lakhs. Your other income is 75 lakhs. Your total income becomes 90 lakhs. Are you now a rich person? Yes, you are now a rich person. Do you want to split or not to split? Don't split. If you are not splitting, you are into the slab of 50 to 1 crore. Therefore, your surcharge is 10%. 10% on what? Other income. 10% on other income. On special income, same. Did you split? If you did not split, the rate same. If you split only, the rate will change. No. If you did not even split, will the rate change? So the rate remains the same. Clear? Next, you are into your special income of 15 lakhs. Your other income is 160 lakhs. 160 lakhs meaning 1.6 crores. 1.6 crores. Your income is totally 1.85 crores. 1.85 crores. Do you want to split or not to split? Don't split. If you are not splitting, your slab is 1 crore to 2 crore. Your surcharge becomes 15% on both. Hey, until here, any doubts? Sure. Next is where the change happens. Adanala kekran. Inga variko clear. Come to the next income. You are in the next scenario. Your total income, your income is showing as 50. Your special income is showing as 15 lakhs. Your other income is showing as 3.95 crores. 3.95 crores. Your total income is showing as 4.10 crores. With your your total income showing as 4.10 crores. Do you want to split or not to split? Let's split. With the split happening, the special income will now be liable for a surcharge of Pakka mein 15. Can you come and say, Rahul, LTCG here, no special income, no less than 50 lakhs, Rahul, no surcharge on this. Can we tell? We need to give the minimum surcharge of 15. Come to the other side. Your other income will have a surcharge of 25. Why, boss? From the slab of other income, your income is 3.85 crores, falls within the slab of 2 to 5 crores. With the slab of 2 to 5 crores, the surcharge will become 25. Clear? Not clear? Next one is easy. You answer. 15 lakhs of special income, 565 of other income. Tell me the surcharges. 15 for what? Special 15. Other income is clear. Come to the next scenario. Your special income is showing 60 lakhs, your other income is showing 30 lakhs. Your other income is showing 30 lakhs. Tell me the surcharge. 15 wider. Wider. Got you. Tell me the surcharge. 10 on both. Yeah, 15 sonna. Antiya. See the incomes. Your income is 90 lakhs. You are less than 2 crores. Your surcharge enhanced does not come into picture. Will you split or not split? Clear. Next scenario. Your total income, your income is showing as 60 lakhs in special and 135 in other. Total becomes 195. 15 on both. 15 on both. Your special income is showing 60 lakhs. Your other income is showing 350 lakhs. Special income is at 15%. Other income is at 25%. Yes or no? Your special income is showing 60 lakhs. Your other income is showing 5 crore 20 lakhs. 15%. 37%. Yes or no? Your special income is showing 130 lakhs, which means 1.3 crores, and your other income is showing 55 lakhs. Hey, just because a set of people are answering, the other are not answering, don't assume that you will feel guilty. If you don't understand, stand up and ask. Simple. Don't stand up and ask, just raise and ask. Clear? Yes, don't feel guilty about it. At the end of the day, you need to pass your exam. No one else is passing it for you. Okay? Never feel that you are feeling down and all. If you don't understand, that is why it is free, ma. That is why it is free. Feel confident enough to at least have that guts to come and ask the question. Okay? Don't feel downside and all. Just because certain people are answering and you're not answering does not mean that you need to sit silent. Okay? You don't understand. Please have that kind of guts to come and stand. That is the first quality of being a CA. Yes or no? Let's start with that. Yes, your special income is showing 130 lakhs. Your other income is showing 2.8 crores. Total income becomes 4.10. Will you split? Not split. With your split happening, special income is at, other income is at 25%. Last, your special income is showing 130. Your other income is showing 450. 15 and 37. Correct? Correct? Trapped. Yeah, part 25. Standalone par. Look at it on a standalone basis. On a standalone basis, it is standing between 2 crores to 5 crores. Surcharge will remain at. Clear? Answer the last three. If you can get these last three right, your answer is done. Okay, your concept is very clear if you get the answers for the last three properly. Okay, be extra focused on this. Your special income is showing 2.2 crores. Your other income is showing 1.9 crores. Total income is 4.10. Your split will happen, yes or no? Yes. With the split happening, your surcharge on special is 20. Ipoda challenge koduthen. Your special income will be surcharged of 15%. Your special income will be surcharged of 15%. Your other income will be surcharged of. Just because I give a pause does not mean things are going wrong. Clear? Yes, next one. Your special income is showing as 220. Your other income is showing as 360. 15 and 55. Get the last one right. Your chapter is over. Get the last one right. You're both say first one I will itself tell. This is 15. Next one now. Ni padsta ni maga panta. Anyone having a doubt about 10? Anyone? Honestly. Do you have a doubt about 10? Anyone else? No? Understand. Your total income is how much? 580. Your total income is 580. Your special income has become 15. Your special income has become 15. Coming to the other income, what did I tell you? You were anyway a rich person. Your minimum surcharge will become 15. I am only giving you the benefit of not having an enhanced surcharge. I have never taken away the benefit of 15. It will never fall down below 15. You cannot come and say that the income has become 55, therefore I will levy 10%. Not happening. Be extra careful about this. Even if this was 15, surcharge would still be at 15%. Clear? Not clear? Clear? Sure. Any doubts, please let me know right away. No. You can be confident on this? You will get the same answer when we get the answers, when we do the questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is what is the special provisions when it comes to enhanced surcharge. Yes. But since you are a rich person, I am giving you an additional benefit. I am giving you an additional benefit. The additional benefit comes in the form of something called as marginal relief. Comes in the form of marginal relief. What this marginal relief is coming and telling is very simple. Sir, let's say for example, my income was 2.1 crore. How much? 2.1 crore. Now, the moment your total income becomes 2.1 crore, you are liable for a surcharge of 25%. You're liable for a surcharge of 25%. Question to you: this liability of 25% is on slab rate model or directly on the basic tax? Is directly on the basic tax, or will you come and say, no, boss, for 50 lakhs to 1 crore, I will give surcharge of 10. From 1 crore to 2 crore, I'll give surcharge of 15. And then from 1 crore to 10 crore, from 2.1 crore to 2.2 crore to 2.1 crore, I'll give 25. You will directly apply the 25, correct or not? The 25 is directly applied on your basic tax. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now tell me, if your income would have been 2 crores, you would have levied a surcharge of 15. But the income is now 2.1 crore. You're levying surcharge of, just because of a 10 lakh income, you are now paying an additional surcharge of 10%. Can there become a possibility that your income becomes lesser than your tax itself? Possible? Not possible? Possible? How possible? Let's see. Let's say for example, your total income is 51 lakhs. How much? 51 lakhs. How much is your total income? Your total income is 51 lakhs. Can you help me computing the taxes? How? Go ahead, compute the tax. Patya. At least some people have become smart by now. I just gave you one income. What did you do? You directly jumped to step number 10. Do you know the other facts? That is why I told you, follow your golden rules. Yes or no? Now, what is step number 1? Identify the question. What did I tell you? Compute the tax. So you know the question. Step number 2 is what? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Theriyuma. Apro FD. You are individual. You are individual. Next. See, when you come to this position, when you're confident about what you want to know, that is when you've already passed your exam. Okay? Feel like a CA. That's where you start. Clear? Now, do you have all the facts do you want? Do you have all the facts you want? Let's compute the tax. You are changing your attempt, Ada. For your attempt, it's only done. You only know one tax rate, that is all you need to know. What if I ask you 22, 23, you'll give me the... Question bank दे सकते हैं क्या? I would have already put it on broadcast, people. The question bank has already been sent as a broadcast to you. Quickly, guys. It is 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs 32,000 enda 13 lakhs எப்படி வந்துச்சு சொல்றா என்ன பண்ண what is it no let's work with that what we have done you have done what is the basic exemption limit 3 lakhs your basic exemption limit is 3 lakhs with that what will happen for the first 10 lakh rupees you will be taxed at the rate of 1 lakh 10,000 yes or no yes balance is how much 41 lakhs at the rate of 30% number is 1 2 3 correct 12 lakh 30,000 so it is 13,40,000. Correct? Inga varaikum. Add surcharge of 10%. Number is 134000. Engada thappu panna? Surcharge miss pantiya. Okay. Total is 14,74,000. Okay. Idhukku mela cess pottanu. That is where the mistake happened. Yes, you do not compute your cess on this right now because you have something called as margin. I told you cess is your last step. Cess is your last step. Sticking to this, your total tax liability right now with the surcharge is showing 14,74,000. With this, what I will do is I will try to understand what is my tax on 50 lakhs. What is my tax on 50 lakhs? What will happen? For the first 10 lakhs, it is 1,10,000. For the balance, it is 12 lakhs directly. For the balance, it is 12 lakhs. Total becomes 13,10,000. 13,10,000. Yes or no? Do you have a surcharge? By up to 50 lakhs, there is no surcharge. So therefore, there is no surcharge on this item. Now tell me, if you compare these two, your difference of tax is how much? 1,64,000. Your difference is tax is 1,64,000. How much is the difference in income? How much is the difference in income? Day. For earning an income of 1 lakh, I am paying a tax of. Idu eppadi? For difference of 1 lakh rupees I earned extra, department is asking me to pay extra tax of 1,64,000. Nyayama? Nyayama? Is it justified? No. What will you do? You will go to department and come and say, sir, if this 1 lakh is causing a problem, why not you keep the 1 lakh? 1 lakh is what is causing the problem, no? Do one thing, you keep the full 1 lakh. You keep the full 1 lakh, but adukku mela I will not pay a single rupee to you. Adukku mela I will not pay a single rupee to you. Which means, if I give him 1 lakh rupees, he will expect me to not pay 64,000. Yes or no? If I give him that 1 lakh rupees, he will come and say, boss, you gave me the full 1 lakh. No. If you have given me the full 1 lakh as a donation, will I expect the balance from you? Which means he will ask me to only pay 1 lakh rupees extra. Yes or no? Which means how much relief did he give me? This 64,000 is called as. You will reduce the 64 from left or right? Left or right? How much? 64,000. Number is 14,10,000. Option number 2. You came and said, sir, if I give you the donation of 1 lakh, my income will become 50 lakhs. My income will become 50 lakhs. So let me do one thing. Let's keep my income at 50 lakhs and I'll give you the donation of 1 lakh. I'll give you the donation of 1 lakh. So let's do one thing. What? We will compute the tax on 50 lakhs and give him the extra donation of 1 lakhs. What is my tax on 50 lakhs? How much donation I'm giving him? Add 1 lakh. How much? 14 lakh. Number match acha? Yes or no? Checkpoint. Either you can check on the left side or you can check on the right side. Kadasila unuku answer vandu same ah varano. The answer should come as the same number. If it doesn't come as the same number, either your calculator is wrong or you are wrong. Either ways, you can be smart. Calculator can also go wrong, no, sometimes. Yes or no? You should feel confident, no? Yes, your tax liability becomes 14,10,000. Is your answer over? Here is where the cess comes into picture. You add something called as cess at the rate of 4%. Number is cess order number is 56. 56,400. Total is 66,400. On the right side, the confidence with which she took the calculator, no? Number is the same on both the sides. Clear? Yes, this is what is the concept of marginal relief. This concept works on every slab. Meaning you should be the nearest of the slabs. Meaning, let's say this was not 51 lakhs, but it was 1 crore 1 lakh. It was 1 crore 1 lakh. What would happen? Your surcharge would have been 15. Your surcharge would have been 15. Right side you would have computed taxes on 50 lakhs or 1 crore. 1 crore. You would have computed taxes on 1 crore. With you computing taxes on 1 crore, will you levy surcharge of 10 or not levy? You will levy surcharge of 10%. On 1 crore, the surcharge minimum is 10%, no? So the difference which you are going to get as margin relief is because of the differential 5%. Clear? This question to you. Margin relief applicable only for individual or can be claimed for company also?
For companies also.
Is margin relief something which is only applicable on individuals, or will it also apply on companies and firms? It also applies for companies and firms. It also applies for companies and firms. Boss, if you're rich, rich cannot be just one person. Yes, there are other people also who can become rich. There are other people also who can become rich. So margin relief will apply as such on companies and firms also. As long as you are liable for surcharge, you are also eligible for margin relief. Clear? Not clear? Yes, this is what the whole concept is. Any doubts till now? No doubts? Yes. So we have now understood what is the tax rate when it comes to individuals, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP. Yes, we understood what are the old regimes, we understood what are the new regimes, we understood what happens if you are poor, what happens if you are rich. Yes, if you are poor, you will get rebate. If you are rich, you will get surcharge. In surcharge also there is enhanced surcharge exemptions, and you also have something called as margin relief. Any doubts till now? All clear? Yes, extremely clear. Yes, this is the end of your chapter. This is the end of your chapter. Have I hurried it? Is it fast? Able to understand?
Yes.
Does it feel like marathon? Fast track போயிட்டு இருக்கா? புரிய வைக்கிறலாம். Yes, with this your basic chapter is done. With this your basic chapter is done. But what is pending in this chapter is something called your special tax rates. What is pending in this chapter is called as special tax rates. Income taxes come and said, boss, some incomes have a special tax. Some income have a special tax. First income which has a special tax is your winnings, which is taxable at 30%, but it is not about you taxing it at 30%. It is about the fact that 30% is on the revenue itself. It is 30% on the revenue itself. Basically, what they're coming and saying is, boss, the moment you earn a winnings, you will not be eligible for any kind of expense. You will not be eligible for any kind of expense. Irukka the winnings, you have to fully tax at the rate of, what are winnings? Lottery, camping, gambling, gambling, horse racing na நீயே ஓட்றியா இல்ல நீ bet பண்றியா? Betting on horse racing, card games, yes, lottery, poker, all those items. Online games la போயிட்டு அந்த you will go to this casino and all, no, அந்த casino la போயிட்டு இப்படி புடிச்சா அப்படியே 777 வந்தா உனக்கு அப்படியே coins வரும் வெளியில. What is it called? Something you see it in Tom and Jerry and all, no, and the casino la போயிட்டு அப்படியே புடிச்சா 777 வந்துட்டு அப்படியே coins are falling. நமக்கு எதுக்குடா coins கொடுக்குற, அதுக்கு நோட்டே கொடுத்துருக்கலாம் ஈஸியா. Yes, all these items are called as your winnings. All these items are called as your winnings. First item of special income is your winnings. Second item is called as your unexplained income. Unexplained income. One second. Hello. கால் பண்ணிட்டு பேச மாட்டேங்கிறாரு. Next is your unexplained income. Tax rate on this is 60%. Tax rate on this is 60%. Why is it 78? Is because they have come and clarified that this will be taxable at a flat surcharge of 25. This will be taxable at a flat surcharge of 25, meaning even if you are poor or you are middle class or you are extremely rich also, I will only apply one surcharge rate on this called as 25. I will apply one surcharge rate on this called as 25. Coming back to the example which we discussed. Let's say for example, today you are CA inter student having no other income. You have no other income. Somehow you got influenced and you got into illegal business. There is only one income which you have, which is 4 lakh rupees. There is only one income which you have, which is 4 lakh rupees, and that income is from unexplained source. That income is from unexplained source. You are required to compute the tax for me. Help me out. 3 lakh 12,000. 3 lakh 12,000. How? How? On 4 lakhs you will levy 60%. Number is 2 lakh 40,000. Add. Hey, 4 lakhs only is your income. You are poor enough, no? Should you levy surcharge? Yes, you will levy surcharge. 25% of what? 2 lakh 40. Number is? The 2 lakh 40 is 25%. Number is 60,000. Total 3 lakhs. Add. Mannangatti. Add. Nothing. Rebate.
Yes, sir. 4,500.
இப்போதானே பேசணும் கேட்டேன் வேற. Just now we discussed, are you eligible for rebate on illegal income? I use the same number. Yes or no? You are eligible for a rebate 12,500. Number is 2,87,500. Add 4% cess. Number is 11,500. Total 2,99,000. It's okay. It's okay. It's good to make mistakes as long as it is not your. It's good to make mistakes as long as it's not your exam hall. But then again, you are only permitted to make mistakes, and mistakes only happen once in life. Mistakes only happen once in life. Next time it is not a mistake. Next time it's not a mistake. They will come and very clearly say either you have done it intentionally or something is wrong with you. Okay, you don't make mistakes twice in life. It's basically like if you go and murder someone, they will first time come and say it's lifetime imprisonment because they're giving a chance. All good? Murder pannadunalaya? Yes, if you murder someone, first time they'll come and say, boss, okay, I'm giving you a chance, therefore it is lifetime imprisonment. Despite that, if you go and kill someone else, then they'll come and say, boss, something is wrong with you, they will hang you to death. Okay, first time is a mistake, second time is your sin. Second time is your sin. Let's not get to a sin position. Let's not get to a sin position. We have made this mistake once now. Next time if I ask this question, clear? Any doubts till now? Yes, two incomes we have discussed. One income is your winnings, the other income is your unexplained income. Third income is what is called as your CG. Third income is what is called as your CG. In CG we have three splits. Split number 1 is called as LTCG under section 112A. Under section 112A, tax rate is given as 10% in excess of 1 lakh rupee. Tax rate is 10% in excess of 1 lakh. Basically slab model. 0 to 1 lakh it is 0. 1 lakh kamala it is 10%. 1 lakh kamala it is 10%. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. You are a salaried guy. You are a salaried guy. Your salaried income is 2 lakhs. Your salaried income is 2 lakhs. You are a HP guy. HP income is 50,000. HP income is 50,000. You have PGBP also of around 70,000. And then you have 112A. And then you have 112A. 112A number is 2,50,000, 3 lakh, 3,20,000 acha. Okay, so 3,20,000, so 3,90,000, 4,90,000. Yes, yes, please compute the tax. Indian, they didn't. So you are a resident individual, aged 46 years, not opting for 115 BSc. Not opting for 115 BSc. Computed dhamma. If I've given you the total income, it definitely means computed only. The moment I started itself, I said it is income from salaries. That simply means it's already computed. $14 rupees. 14 rupees ada. Chillar agutte nirga department ge. 16,640. Tax tax. 16,640. Okay. 8,840. Okay. Ma, these are 2-mark questions. You only have 30 seconds for it. Let's not waste time talking to others. It would have been lovely if you people can sit together and write exams together, but unfortunately not happening. Somehow don't make the mistake that your friend itself will become your senior tomorrow. Okay, either pass together or fail together. 17,160. Okay. Any new numbers? Any new numbers? Huh? No? No tax, huh? Nice. No tax. 7,280. Okay. 7,280. Okay. Come. 8320. Huh? My page itself is not enough now. 12,480. Okay. 6,240. Okay. Okay. 2 months before exam, we are still having doubts. Yes. 728. Okay. Yes. The guy on the black. Panliya. Santoshanda. 10,920. Okay. That's all. Any more bids? Shall we close the boli here? Yes. What is your total income? 4,90,000. Your total income is 4,90,000. With the income you see on your head, the first thing which will come on your head is you are eligible for rebate. You are eligible for rebate. Keeping that in mind, let's do the tax computations. What will you do? Let's first understand which ones are our special incomes, which one are our other incomes. What are your other incomes? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Total of this is 3,20,000. And then you have a other income called as 112. Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? Tax on 3,20,000. How will you do? For the first 2.5 lakhs, it is 0. Then for the balance 70,000, tax is at the rate of 5%. Number is 3,500. Very good. Till here, I know everyone would have done right. Now you are into 112A. Now you are into 112A. In 112A, your income is 1,70,000. Use the slab model. 0 to 1 lakhs, it is 0. 70,000 is at the rate of 10%. Number is 7,000. Number is 7,000. Total is 10,500. Number is 10,500. Yes or no? Yes or no? You are eligible for rebate. You are eligible for rebate. Number is మొత్తమా 10,000 పొట్టియా? rebate number is by very good. Your rebate is only 3,500. Rebates are not eligible on 112A. Rebates are not eligible on 112A, which means you bare minimum have to pay your 112A tax. You have to bare minimum pay your 112A tax. Your tax liability now becomes 7,000. Checkpoint is nothing but this number. You should find the same number on the top. You should find the same number on the top. With 7,000 becoming your tax liability, add number is 280. Total is very good. Everyone else, I can understand 0. You made a mistake because you gave full rebate. What about the others? What happened? இப்போதானே சொல்லி தந்தேன் 30 seconds முன்னாடி சொன்னது exemption முட்டியா? Which one is your answer? 10,000 8840. Okay, 8840 is because you did not take a 1 lakh exemption. Okay, fair enough. Others? Who gave me 10,920? என்னாச்சு? மொத்தம் ரிபேட்டே விட்டியா? இப்போதானே சொல்லி தந்த சின்னா சொல்லிட்டேன்டா. இப்போதானே சொன்ன ரிபேட்டை கொடுன்னு அதுக்குள்ள முட்டியா? சரி, 10,920 because you did not give a rebate. 6,240. What is the problem? யாரா அது? என்னாச்சு? 1 lakh மைனஸ் பண்ணாலும் 8,000 தானே வரும். ஏய், உன்னோட அப்பையிலேருந்தே கால்குலேட்டர் தப்பா இருக்கு எனக்கு தெரியும். From a regular course itself, the practice is she will get everything right, but அவனோட கால்குலேட்டர் கரெக்டாக தப்பா இருக்கும் எப்பவுமே. Calculation will always be wrong. கரெக்டா? சரி, 12,480 என்னாச்சு? டாக்ஸுக்கு மேலே டாக்ஸ் போட்டியா? ஐ டோன்ட் நோ. 10,500 தான் டாக்ஸ் இருந்தது, அதுக்கு மேலே எப்படி வந்துச்சு எனக்கு தெரியல. ஏடா போன? என்னாச்சு? கால்குலேட்டர் மிஸ்டேக். சரி, கால்குலேட்டர் மிஸ்டேக். 16,000 சரி. ஏய், அவனே 1 lakh மொத்தமா ரெடியூஸ் பண்ண. ஓ, நீ பண்ணிய 1 lakh. அப்போ ஓகே. ஓகே, 8,000 17,000. எங்க யார் இது? நீதான் அது. 12,000 யாரு? என்னாச்சு? கால்குலேட்டர் தப்பு. என்ன ஆடா பண்ணிட்ட? டாக்ஸே 10,500, ரிபேட் ராங் கால்குலேஷன் மைனஸா போட்டிருக்கேன். புரியல எனக்கு. டாக்ஸ் வரைக்கும் கரெக்டா வந்துச்சா? டேய், அப்புறம் என்ன ரிபேட் தப்பு? லூசு. டாக்ஸே தப்பா வந்துச்சுன்னா அப்புறம் என்ன ரிபேட் உனக்கு? Anyway, is it clear right now? Yes? Okay, great. So with your special incomes, we have discussed that the first special income is your LTCG under 112A at the rate of 10% in excess of 1 lakhs. Balance is STCG under section 111A. Number is 15%. Maga panniruken. STCG is taxable at the rate of 15%. LTCG at the rate of 20%. அதான் மக பண்ணிட்டேன். சீக்வென்ஸா போயிட்டு இருக்கு, அதனால நம்பரே ஓடு. எஸ்ஸா? Yes. Your LTCG under 112A becomes taxable at the rate of 10% in excess of 1 lakh. Your LTCG under 112 becomes taxable at the rate of 20%. Balance becomes taxable at the rate of 15%. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. This is what the tax computations are when it comes to individuals from your exam perspective. Yes, this is all that is relevant from exam perspective, but yes, in case the exam asks you for an MCQ, in case the questions ask you for an MCQ, let's quickly walk through what our balance taxes are, which is pertaining to your firm and your company. Firm and your company. The simple logic is they are coming and saying, boss, when it comes to a firm, the tax rate is 30%. The tax rate is 30%. Surcharge is given to you as 12% in excess of 1 crore. 1 crore ka mala pona, you'll have to pay a surcharge of 12, that's all. 1 crore ka mala pona, you have to pay a surcharge of 12%. If you come to a company, they come and say, boss, split your company first. Split your company first. Understand whether it is a domestic company or it is a foreign company. If it is a foreign company, tax is directly 40. Tax is directly 40. Surcharges become 0, 2 and 5. How much worth? 0, 2 and 5. When is it 0? When it is income up to 1 crore. When it is income up to 1 crore. 2% happens when it is 1 crore to 10 crores. 1 crore to 10 crores. After 10 crores, it becomes 5%. After 2 crores, after 10 crores, it becomes 5%. Coming to the domestic company. They said, first understand what your turnover is. First understand what your turnover is. In your exam, turnover actually is looked at for previous year. They pakkama naane padichirupen. Which year turnover will you look at? Which year turnover will? 2021 எதுக்கு சொல்லு, பார்த்துட்டல, அப்போ எதுக்கு சொல்லு? Preceding previous year is 21-22. Previous year 2021. Previous year 2021. The logic is very simple. They are coming and saying, boss, you're looking at a turnover. You're looking at a turnover. Company's turnover has to be known by the assessing officer. By whom? By whom? Assessing officer. You are going to start your previous year on what date? 1st April 2020. Previous year start date. First day class paid out. Yes, 1st April 22 is when your previous year starts for. Tell me, until 1st April, which year return would have you filed? Let's work back. Let's work back. You are writing exam for assessment year 23-24. For you, the due date for filing return is 31st October 20. Hey, you are going to assess your tax in 23. Why will you file your return in 24? If you are going to assess your tax in 23, you will file your return that time only. No. What will you do? You will assess your tax in 23 and then say, okay, boss, let's hold. 1 year we'll wait, let him come back, then we'll do. Correct? Huh? No. You will file it in the same assessment year. So for 23-24, you will file it on 31st October. For 22-23, you will file it on 31st October 22. For assessment year 21-22, you will file it on 31st October. Idu tappa panta. Correct? Huh? Okay. Correct. 31st October 21. Now tell me, you need to know your tax rate for a company on what date? On what date? On 1st April of 22. On 1st April of 22, you want to know your tax rate. Who is you? Assessing officer. Assessing officer wants to know the tax rate, for which he needs to check your turnover. He needs to check your turnover. Turnover will be given the return only. No. Which year return do you have in your hand? Have you filed your return for 31st October 23? Have you filed it for 31st October 22? Which return have you filed? 31st October 21, which means assessment year 21-22, which means previous year. Okay. In simple terms, you are doing company, which follows T balance sheet. Schedule 3. Schedule 3 looks like particulars. Year ending 31st March 20. Which year? 23. Year ending 31st March 22. This is what a T balance sheet will look like. Yes or no? Yes or no? Laws would have come and told you, corporate laws would have come and told you, and company has the powers to change the data of 31st March 22. Yes or no? You can go file a revision petition before ROC and come and say, boss, I can make my changes to 31st March 22. Which means, can you make changes to 31st March 22? Yes. If you can make changes, tomorrow you can come and say, boss, first I showed my turnover as 400 crores. Tomorrow I showed my turnover as 500 crores. Yes or no? Panna mudiyama mudiyada? So they said, boss, take the year where you cannot make changes. Take the year where you cannot make changes. Which year can you not make change? Which year can you not make change? 31st March. Nothing but your previous year. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Logic purinjada? Do you have to remember the logic for exam? No. Year padcha porom. But the year is what you are not able to remember. Adanala da logic. Yes or no? Yes or no? Just to clarify, this 2021 will become 21, 22 next year. It will become 22, 23 next to next year. It will keep fluctuating. The rule is very simple. It should be your preceding previous year. Preceding previous year. Your previous year is 22, 23. Preceding previous year is 21, 22. Preceding previous year is 20, 21. In simple terms, try to understand which year's return is filed. Which year's return is filed. As on what date? 1st April of the previous year. 1st April of the previous year. If you're writing for May and November 23, it is 2021. If you choose to write for May and November 24, it is 21, 22. Yes or no? When I say if you choose, don't worry. I'm not saying you're going to fail. You're going to come back for finals. No. That time the rate will change. That time when you come back for finals, no, that time the previous year will change automatically. Shift tighter. Yes, let's work for that model. Clear? Yes. So you are in your domestic company. Domestic company has a previous year turnover of 2021. The turnover should be less than or equal to 400 crores. How much? 400 crores. If your previous year 2021 order turnover is less than 400 crores, your tax rate is 25%. Your tax rate is 25%. If it is anything more than 400 crores, your tax rate becomes, if it is anything more than 400 crores, it becomes 30%. It becomes 30%. Surcharges are as follows. You have a surcharge of 0, 7, 12. 0, 7 and 12. 0 is when it is up to 1 crore. 7 is when up to 10 crores. 12 is where up to more than 10 crores. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. This marks the end of your chapter number 2. This marks the end of your chapter number 2. Question to you. We are at 6 o'clock. We are supposed to close at 7. Do you want to take a break before we do the sums, or shall we do the break and leave? I'm sorry. Shall we do the sums and leave? We will complete chapter number 2 and leave for day. Yes. So let's stand today. We will complete chapter number 2 order sums, and then you can take for a leave. Yes. Let's work with that. Shall we? Question number 1. Question number 1 in your question bank. Question says, you are Mr. Matthew. You are Mr. Matthew, who is a resident individual. Who is a resident individual. You are born on 1st April of 1963. The point which you need to make is the moment you see a date of birth in your question. The moment you see a date of birth in the question, the intention is very simple. They are asking you to check for the moment you see a date of birth in your question, the answer is they are asking you to check for a age. So let's be careful about it. Today you are standing on 1st April 1963. They are asking you to check your age. They are asking you to check your age. Your age is now 60. Your age is now 60. The moment you are having an age of 60, what happens? Your tax slab changes to 3 lakhs, provided he is a resident and not opting for 115 BSc. And not opting for 115 BSc. Question says you are Mr. Matthew, resident individual, on the age of 1 April 1963 born, has earned an income of 5 crore 1,82,456. 5 crore 1,82,456 from his profession. Abdina? PGBP income. You have a PGBP income of 5 crore 1,82,456. You have no other income apart from the above during the year. You are required to compute the tax liability, availing the maximum benefits. Availing the maximum benefits within the 4 corners of the law. And you have to decide. What will I tell you? I would have told you had I been writing the exam, but I'm not so. This is all the question is. There is no ambiguity in the question. This is the question which has come in exam. Please do solve it. Five crore 1,82,456. You have exactly 3 minutes. Two-mark question, 1.5 marks, 1.5 minutes per mark. Exactly 3 minutes you have. Guys on the online, I'm expecting you are also doing the sums. You're free to write your answers on the chats. Okay, for the ones who are using blue pens, this is the first and the last time you're doing it. Okay, I don't want any more blue pens coming into the class because your ICI exams mandate a black pen. If 2 months before also you cannot get used to your pens, then it will become very difficult in the exams. Okay, get used to the kind of black pen you want to write in the exams. Please follow that kind of practice. Let's not work with blue pens and all. Am I no more? Hey, in case someone is doing this step process and all, அப்படியே பூரா கண்டென்ட்டாக எழுதிட்டு கம்ப்யூட்டேஷன் ஆஃப் டேக்ஸ் லைபிலிட்டி ஆஃப் மேத்யூ வீட்டில் பண்ணுங்க. I want answers. Okay, format and all you can do at home. எனக்கு அதான் பென்சில் வெளியில் வந்துச்சுன்னு பயமாக வந்துடும். உட்காந்து ஹைலைட் பண்ணிட்டு காலம் எல்லாம் கொடுக்குறது, ஹார்ட் எல்லாம் போட்டுட்டு. Quickly, this is something you can do on your calculator itself. Final answer. 1 crore 53 lakh 27,000 0. You decide, Ram. 30. Yes, I have one answer. I don't care whether you're opting or not. I want the final number. You give me one number. Yes, people on the back, your 3 minutes are over. Let's see which attempt are we writing exam for. You have a number? Number kudu, final number kudu. You have to tell me. You make a decision which number suits nice to you. Anga konjam color ella pannittu whatever you feel like. 75 980. She wants to pay more than you da. He's a better CA. 22. Enama, you're asking me to pay more tax. 22 550. Anyone who can go lower than 1 crore 53. Save my tax. Be kind to Rahul. I mean, I don't have so much income, but that's it. Yes, I'll wait for one more number. டேய் கம்னு உட்காந்துருக்கேன்னு ஒரு நம்பர் ஆச்சு சொல்லு. ஆ 11 lakhs. She is itself good. Give me lower, Ra. Go low. Yes. Anyone who can come down from 153. Yes. 1 crore 94 lakhs 42 7 6. Okay, done. Shall I start? அதுக்கு தானே வெயிட்டிங்க. அங்க அந்த மூஞ்சி தெரியுது எனக்கு. நீயே பண்ணிக்கோ, நான் எதுக்குடா உட்காந்துருக்கேன்னு பேசுறான். First step is to always round off. 5 0 1 8 2 4 60. If you have done this step, half a mark already awarded to you. If you have done this step, half a mark awarded to you. Okay, you can weight yourself and you can understand where you are strong. Yes, so we are standing at 5 crore 1 lakh 82,460. This is where we are standing right now. Yes, now the problem what has happened is, boss, this person is a resident individual who's of the date of birth of 1st April 1963, which means the first thing which will happen is he will be now a 60 years worth of age. Now you need to make a choice. What is the choice you will make? Since the question says that you have to compute your tax liability availing the maximum benefits, you need to give him the best of the benefits. Meaning, it will either be step 10 or step 11, whichever is lower. Now you need to make the choice which one is lower. Yes, which means you have two options. Option number 1 is where you opt for 115 BSc and give him a basic exemption of 3 lakhs. Option number 2 is where you opt for not 115 BSc, sorry, opt for 115 BSc and give him a basic exemption of 2 lakh 50. Which one will you choose? You can't help it right now, you will have to compute. Okay, so let's compute. Let's do two scenarios. 115 BSc, not 115 BSc. Okay, with 115 BSc coming into picture, for the first 15 lakhs, your tax is 1,87,500. Yes or no? Yes. Balance is how much? 4. Hey, balance income first. What is my balance income? 4 crores. Hey, 5 crore 1 lakh minus 15 lakhs. 4 crore 86, 4 crore 86 lakh 82,460 at the rate of 30%. Number is 1 crore 46 lakhs 04738. 04738. Yes or no? Yes. This is your tax. Total it up. 1479 2238. Yes or no? Next step. Add surcharge. Rate is 37. Number. Margin if indalu surcharge போட்டு தான ஆகணும். 5473. 128 total. 2 crores 2 lakhs 65,366. Yes, hold now. Let's not put anything else. Let's go to the right side. Because by this step itself you will understand whether you need to opt for 115 BSc or not. So let's come to the right side. On the right side, what will happen? You will first opt for 10 lakhs. For the first 10 lakhs, the tax is 1 lakh 10,000. By basic exemption limit is 3 lakh rupees. With the basic exemption being 3 lakh rupees, the first 10 lakhs will give you a tax of 1 lakh 10,000. How you take care? You will understand. 0 to 3 lakhs, 3 to 5 lakhs. I am doing direct method. Okay. Balance is how much? 4 crore 91 lakhs 82,460 at the rate of 30%. Number is, come again, 147,54738. total 14864738, add surcharge rate of 37, number 54,999,953, total. Hey, one by one. Hey, 2 crores ela theriyadra, number sollu. 20364691. Stop. With this itself you can understand which one is better. Which one is better? 115 BAC is better. With this step itself you can stop doing, not 115 BAC. Leave it here itself. Leave it here itself. Idhukku mele nee compute pannite waste time da. Okay, because the final answer will never change. The final answer will never change. Here itself you can stop and come and say, boss, not 115 BAC itself is the wrong option. Therefore, let's go to 115 BAC. Now you are in 115 BAC. You have computed a surcharge of 37%. Add. No. Look at your income. What is your income? 5 crore 1 lakh. With your income being very close to a slab, the first thing which you strike your head is there is something called as MR. There is something called as MR coming into picture. We have missed the MR. This is where the main mistake will happen. Let's figure out our MR. Let's figure out our MR. MR is what? You start from 5 crores worth of income. You start with 5 crores worth of income. For the first 15 lakhs, it will remain at 1 crore 87 lakhs 500. For the balance, 4 crore 85 lakhs at the rate of 30%. Number is 14550000. Total. Add 1,87,500. 147,375,000. 375,000. Okay, this is what your basic tax is. You need to add a surcharge at the rate of 25. The reason you are doing marginal relief is only because of the chance that the surcharge has changed. So let's keep the same surcharge, which is 25%, 1/4 of this number. 3684 375 5 total 1842 1875. Great. So this is your tax along with surcharge. Now you have both the taxes. Let's difference this both. Number is 184,3491. 184,3491. Look at the question. What has happened? Your differential income is 1 lakh. Your differential income is 1,82,460. For an income of 1,82,460, they are asking you to pay 18,43,491. Do you want to pay? What will you do? Claim MR. Claim MR. Reduce from this 1,42,860. Correct? 1,82,000. 1,82,460. Reduce 1,82,460. Number is 1661031. This will become your MR. So reduce 1661031 from your 2 crore 2,65,366. 18604 double 35. 18604 double 35. This is the final number. Yes or no? No. Add cess number. What is 193? 744,173. 744,173. Add and get me the final number. 193,48508. This is the final number? No. 193,48510. Did someone get this number? It's like Rahul is always out of the box, What you people think is what I think differently. Yes? Yes? Everyone who's done this answer, have you figured out the mistakes? You have your book in front of you, you have done the sums in front of you. Please have a different color pen. Highlight wherever you have made your mistakes. Okay? Highlight wherever you have made your mistakes so that the day before the exam, the different color should appear in front of you. It should appear in front of you as to where you made the mistake so that in the exam hall at least you don't make that kind of mistake. I mean, after seeing also, if you make the mistake, then hang to death only, that's all. Okay, in the whole step process, wherever you realize that you have made a mistake, please highlight it. It can be as silly as the fact that you chose not to opt for, not opt for 115 BSc. It could be as silly as that also, but please do keep in mind. Okay, have all your mistakes highlighted. It's okay to make your mistake in the classroom, as long as you notice it. Okay, keep a track of all your mistakes. Clear? Any doubts? No doubts? Is the sum clear enough? It's funny, regular course students making this mistake. Regular course students making this mistake. This is the same copy paste from my main book. Padikave illala. Question is just like that, a copy paste from my main book. Adukku mela kuda ipdi agudana enga porudhu nanu. Yes, crash course people can take that kind of excuse, no? You can't. At the end of the day, you also have to pass. Yes, yes, but yes, until now, any doubts? Is it everything clear? Every step was understandable? Okay, you took so much time, whereas actually this can be done in a straightforward method in your calculator itself. A straightforward method in your calculator, because you just had to realize the fact that there is an MR. You just had to realize the fact that there is an MR. If you would have realized the fact that there is an MR, you didn't have to actually do so much steps. What you could have done, rather than starting from 5 crore 1 lakh, you could have rather started from 5 crores. It was a straightforward method. You would have taken the income as 5 crores, computed the tax on that 5 crores, added the 1 lakh to 4,000, 1,82,460 on that, added cess on it, answer was over. It was just 3 steps in calculator, just 3 steps. The 3 minutes which you had was a luxury. Okay, some could have been done in exactly 3 steps in your calculator, and if you would have done that 3 steps in your calculator, that's all. Things would have been wonderful enough. You would have saved that 3 minutes and used it in some other place where you might not know the answer to. Okay, think differently. Think differently. You need to come to a position where you need to understand what is happening at the very instance the moment you see it. Okay, see the question, you understood 2 things. One is what? You don't know whether it is a 115 BSc, not 115 BSc. Second thing, you realize the fact that there is a difference in income. There is a difference in income because there is a senior citizen, there is a normal citizen. Yes or no? Yes. And the third thing which you need to realize is there is an MR happening. There is an MR happening. So you just had to do 2 things on your calculator. Take the calculator, take 5 crore rupees and first compute as per 115 BSc. Straightforward. What will you do? Reduce 15 lakhs, compute 30%, add 1,87,500. Tax will come. On that you will add surcharge of. Hey, you're doing an income of 5 crores. You're doing an income of 5 crores. Add surcharge of 25. Add the differential of 1,04,800 and 1,82,000 fully. Add cess of 4%. Number is there with you. Option number 1, put it on a paper. Option number 2, not opting for 115 BSc. What will you do? Take income of 5 crores, reduce 10 lakhs, multiplied by 30%, add 1,10,000. This is your basic tax. Add 25% on that, becomes surcharge. Add 1,82,460 on it. Add 4% cess. Number is there. Compare both the numbers. Whichever is lower is the final answer. Yes or no? How difficult does it seem? பேசும்போது தானே நல்லா இருக்கு. அது அப்படிதான். எப்படின்னா ராகுல் நீ பேசுற நீ நல்லா இருக்கு, நீ பண்ணிட்டு பாரு அப்போ தெரியும் உனக்கு. அப்படிதானே? அப்படிதானே? I have done it already. I can tell because I have already done it. You have not. Okay, it's funny. Clear? Yes, it's all about smart work. It's not about hard work. Hard work anyone can do, ma. Even a donkey can do hard work. Will he pass CA? Where are you now? You decide. Yes or no? Yes, it's all about doing your smart work, and the only smart work happens by the way of practice. By the way of practice, the more you keep practicing, you will realize where the nuance is. The moment you realize the nuance, it just takes a step in your calculator itself. That is what I told in the start itself. No, I told you to not waste time on the presentation. எனக்கு தேவையில்லை. எனக்கு நம்பர் கொடுத்தா உனக்கு மார்க் வந்துச்சா போறது எனக்கு. இதுக்கு நீ உட்கார்ந்து presentation and all, you will do it in your exams. I don't mind. இப்போ வந்துட்டு அதை வச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ண போற நீ? Yes or no? And for that matter, is this question going to come in exam? Definitely not. Because a simple question as much as doing just the tax liability is only going to come as MCQ. Are they asking for steps in MCQ? What do they want from? That's all. Get yourself ready for MCQs by only doing it in calculator. When it is a full-fledged question, I would have itself told you to prepare the presentation. நான் சொன்னேன் நீங்க பாட்டுக்கு ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டீங்க. Yes or no? Extra careful about things. Clear? Yes. On that note, let's start and complete the balance questions. Where are we? We are in question number 2. I'm not going to solve the question number 2. You're just going to give me the answers. Okay? Okay. Let's read the question. You are required to compute the tax liability of Mr. Sushil. First line le kurthina. Step number 1. What is they asking for? Tax liability. Who are you? You are Sushil. You are Sushil. Assessment year is given as 23-24. 2 cases are given to you. Let's look at the cases. Case number 1 is where you have an income from business of 2 crore, 36 lakhs. LTCG is taxable at 112 for 38 lakhs. 112A is for 6 lakhs. 111A is for 15 lakhs. The moment case 1 is over, you will first do what? Huh? Total. Give me the total. What is 295? Acha. 2 crore 95 lakhs. The moment you see something as 2 crore 95 lakhs, first thing which will flash your head is there is a surcharge happening. There is a surcharge happening, especially for the fact that the income is more than 2 crores, there is enhanced surcharge happening. The moment it strikes your head that there is an enhanced surcharge happening, now comes the concept of split, which means now you need to go back to your question and understand what are the special incomes and not special incomes. Look at the question, tell me what are your special incomes? What are your special incomes? What are your special incomes? Irukadhu moonu, all the 3. Why? Because it's amended. Why? Because it's amended. This same question was in the last attempt, only 2. Now it is 3. Now it is 3. As an amendment, all the 3 has become your special income. All the 3 will be liable for a surcharge of, hello, 15%. All the 3 will be liable for a surcharge of 15%. Balance is only 1 income left for you. You need to compute the surcharge. Tell me the surcharge rate. Huh? Very good. Surcharge is 25. Straightforward, mocha question. Come to the case 2. Tell me. Come to case 2. Same facts. Your income from business is 1 crore 59. Your LTCG 112 is 38. 112A is 6 lakhs. Total is 15. Give me the total income. 2 crore 18. 8 lakhs now marginally vandirukomanda. 2 crore 18 lakhs. With your income being 2 crore 18 lakhs, you are liable for enhanced surcharge. Will you split or not split? Split your income. 38, 6 and 15 taxable at the rate of 1 crore 59. But total income is 2 crores. Standalone, minimum 15% will come on your head. Clear? Yes. In case number 1, what you will have to do is you will have to compute tax on business separately, balance separately. Business ku taniya surcharge, balance ku taniya surcharge. Case number 2, since the surcharges are the same, you can put it in a single line. You can put it in a single line, where in the single line you will do the slab also, you will do the other income also, and then you will compute the surcharge rates. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Tell me the tax rates. For 2 crore 36, tax rate is tax rate slab 38 lakhs. 38 lakhs. 20. Hey, I want everyone's answer. 6 lakhs. 10% in excess of 1 lakhs. 15 lakhs. Very good. 15%. Yes or no? Now the question comes is you have something called a slab, which means you need to figure out whether you are opting for 115 BSc or not. Kila clarification you are not opting for 115 BSc, meaning you have to go for normal slabs. Basic exemption limit is when nothing is given, it is assumed that it is a 2.5 lakhs case. It is a 2.5 lakhs case. You cannot make any assumptions because you don't know whether it is a resident or a non-resident also. Okay, so you don't make any assumptions. You say since the facts are not clear, you will opt for 2.5 lakhs as the basic exemption limit, and the clarification kodutha poru clear? Yes. On the top question, in your exam, it's not just sufficient if you compute the tax liability. Your theory is important. What is the theory you will write? First of all, you need to clarify that the boss is eligible for 60 years. Why? Because of the age. So in your question, before you start your question itself, first clarification you will write in your answer itself is that Mr. Matthew is eligible for the basic exemption limit of 3 lakh rupees under the old tax regime since his age is completed 60 years on 1st April of 2023. 1st April of 2023. Clear? Yes, you need to give that kind of clarifications to him. Any doubts till now? No doubts? All good? Yes, this is what the question is. Question number 3. You are Mr. Prem. You are Mr. Prem, a staff boy in a private firm, receiving salary of 20,000 per month. Receiving salary of 20,000 per month for his services rendered. Apart from this, Mr. Prem is also earning an what? Long-term capital gains of 2,20,000 from sale of listed shares of RIL. Abdina? 1-1? 2A. This is 1-1. 2A. You have also got a lottery winnings of 50,000. Tax rate is. You are required to find the tax liability of Prem, assuming he is 42 years, treated as a resident and ordinary resident for assessment year 23-24. Option number 2. You are treated as a non-resident, age is 62 years. Can you do this? Can you do this? Let's quickly do. Let's quickly do. My winnings is 50,000. My LTCG under section 112A is 2,20,000. My salary income is 2 lakh. For everyone who has written 2,50,000 in your book, please take your different color pen, circle that in a big highlight and say kill myself. You are in salary right now. Salary cases, if the income is given in monthly terms, that is the receipt in your hand. That is the receipt in your hand. Salary computation comes and says that you are eligible for a standard deduction of 50,000 rupees. You are eligible for a standard deduction of 50,000 rupees on your salary income. The moment you claim that 50,000 rupees, your income from salary now becomes 1,90,000. Keeping that in mind, your total income now is 2,20,000 plus 50 is 2,70,000, 3,60,000, 4,60,000. 4,60,000. The problem which would have happened is, had you not given the standard deduction, total income would have become 5,10,000. Total income would have become 5,10,000. The moment your total income is 5,10,000, you are middle class now. You are suddenly middle class. Whereas the Pamo guy is a staff boy. Ni staff boy ke poite ni middle class na sonna avano papa. Yes or no? Yes, the reason why he is a staff boy is because he is poor enough. Okay, so let's make him poor enough. Okay, so his income is 4,60,000. Keeping his income as 4,60,000, please do compute the case number 1. What is happening? Your salary income is 1,90,000. Yes or no? Yes or no? Apart from that, you have 2 special incomes, which means you need to first do slab rates at a different rate and the balance at a different rate. 1,90,000 in slab will become 0. 50,000 into 30%, number is 15,000. Balance is 2,20,000. It is 112A case, therefore 10% in excess of 1 lakh. 2,20,000 minus 1 lakh is 1,20,000 into 10% will give you 12,000 rupees. So therefore your tax is 27,000. Your tax is 20. Very good. அதுதான் அவன் சொன்னான். அதுதான் நீ பண்ணலையே. Why did I erase it? Why did I erase it? Provisions of income tax. Provisions of income tax comes and states, if your basic exemption limit is not fully utilized, if your basic exemption limit is not fully utilized, you have an alternate provision. You have an alternate provision where you have been given the liberty to use your capital gains against your basic exemption limit. Hey Rahul, nee solli tharliya na enakku eppadi theriyum, correct? I'm telling it now. I'm telling it now. The point is very simple. If your basic exemption limit is not utilized, your basic exemption limit is not utilized, income tax comes and clarifies that out of your special tax rate incomes, out of your special tax rates incomes, you can claim the capital gains against your basic exemption. You can claim your capital gains against your basic exemption limit. What you cannot claim is your winnings and unexplained. What you cannot claim is your winnings and unexplained. For the students who have been along with me in my regular course, we call it as three people. We call it as three people. One is you. One is you. The other is the guest. The other is the guest. And the final person is your parents. The final person is your parents. When a guest comes at home, the first thing which will come out is sweets. The first thing which will come out is sweets. Yes, when a guest comes at home, the first thing which will come out is sweets. Now tell me, the sweets has come to your home, laddu, rasgulla, whatever you want. Okay, some sweets have come to your home. The first preference of the sweets will be given to foreign party or your party, which means the first person who will receive the gifts is guest. You bought 5 rasgullas. You bought 5 rasgullas. Guest came to your home. You were looking at his face and you were like, "Dey, daivu senju na anjavathu saapidurma. Don't eat all the 5." Correct or not? Somehow your luck favored. He ate only 3. He ate only 3 and he left. And he left. How much is left? 2 are left. Question to you. It is you or your parent? It is you or your parent? Huh? You or your parent? You. Have it. So you first give it to you. Will your parent ever take it? No. Guest here simply means tax rates which are given in Finance Act, because that is the foreign party. Yes or no? Tax rates given in Finance Act, that is your foreign party, nothing but your slab rates. Nothing but your slab rates. You did not utilize, meaning who? Guest did not utilize. You go to the capital gains, which is nothing but you. Which is nothing but you. If they also did not utilize, no worries, throw it out. No one will claim it. Parents are nothing but your 115 incomes. Parents are nothing but your 115 incomes. What do you mean by 115 incomes? Winnings and unexplained. Winnings and unexplained. In simple substance, if you have a basic exemption limit, the first benefit of basic exemption limit will be given to your foreign people, which are nothing but your Finance Act rates. Which are nothing but your Finance Act rates. In simple terms, slab rates. In simple terms, slab rates. If that did not utilize, you will go and give it to your capital gains. If that also did not utilize, you will claim it to your no one. It will get wasted. It will get wasted. But then again, when the rasgulla is in your hand, will it be had by you who is sitting in India, or will it be had by your brother who is sitting in US? Which means capital gains can only claim it provided they are capital gains will only claim it provided they are resident. The moment you are a non-resident, will you get a set-off benefit? No, you will not get a set-off benefit. Clear? Yes. Keeping that in mind, let's now do the sum. In this sum, what has happened? Your salary is 1,90,000. With your salary being 1,90,000, can you utilize the benefit of capital gains? Yes. Can you utilize the benefit of winnings? No. Which means the only benefit you can utilize is capital gains. Let's utilize the benefit of capital gains. How much will you utilize? 60,000. You will utilize the benefit of 60,000. Your now slab rate income has become 2,50,000. Tax on this is 0, which means now this has come down to 1,60,000. Now the new incomes are what? Your winnings is 50,000. Your 112A is 1,60,000. Any further steps to do, ma? Any further steps to do? No. With no further steps to do, let's compute your taxes. 50,000 into 30% will give you 15,000. 1,60,000 length, 1 lakh is gone. Balance left off is 60,000 at the rate of 10% at the rate of 10%. Number is 6,000. Total is 21,000. Your total income was 4,90,000, which means you are now a poor person. It was not 4,90,000, it was 4,60,000. It was 4,60,000. Your total income was 4,60,000. You are nothing but a poor person. As a poor person, you are now eligible for rebate. Claim a rebate of. Can you claim the full 12,500? Can you claim the full 12,500? Patya? Yes. What are you claiming this rebate against? Winnings. You're claiming the rebate against winnings and not against the LTCG. Winnings is 15,000 versus 12,500, whichever is lower. Therefore, 12,500 fully getting utilized. Number becomes 8,500. Add 4%, says number is 340. Total becomes 8846. For those people who got this answer, smiley. Put a smiley. Happy. Yes. Rahul, Kolanda pesra. We are still the kids. As long as you pass, at least. Okay? Clear? This is case number 1. Now you're in case number 2. Question comes and says what? Where are we? You are of the age 62 years and treated as a non-resident. Your basic exemption limit becomes, it remains at 2.5 lakhs. Your salary income was 1,90,000. Yes or no? Your winnings was 50,000. Your LTCG is 2,20,000. You are now who? Guys. You are now whom? You are an non-resident with the age 62 years. Your basic exemption limit is 2,50,000. But your slab is not utilized. Will I set off? By foreign child, no benefit. Foreign brother, the two. Foreign brother, no benefit, no set off permitted, which means salary income restricted to 1,90,000. Leave it there. 60,000 lost. 60,000 lost for you, lost for me, also lost. Doesn't matter. You only have two incomes now, which is nothing but your winnings and LTCG. Your winnings is 15,000, 30%, correct? 50,000 into 30% is 15,000. Your LTCG is 2,20,000 minus 1 lakh into 10%. Number is 1,20,000 into 10%, which will become 12,000. Total is 27,000. Claim rebate. Non-resident, no rebates. Add cess of 4%. Number is 28,080. Add total 28,080. Yes or no? Any doubts? Confident now? Konja confidence varda? This confidence will only be there until you maintain it for the next 2 months. Okay, you'll have to maintain this kind of confidence for the next 2 months, because I know my full course students, when we completed the class also, they were that confident. அந்த கிளாஸ்ல இந்த கிளம்புறதுக்கு அப்புறம் ராகுல் எல்லாமே தெரியும்டா, நீ பேசிட்டு பாரு, நான் பார்க்கறேன் அப்படி இருந்தது. Now we are standing here together. Okay, confidence only stays as long as you are consistent. Okay, I'm not expecting that you sit only with direct tax for the next 2 months. தேவையில்ல. I don't want you to sit with direct tax also. I'm trying to make life as simple that you only have to read it for your exams, but that still does not mean that you ignore the subject itself. Okay, the reason I'm giving you the concept book, or probably this understanding, is so that every weekly once or bi-weekly once, just to go through your concept book. The challenge which I always make to my students is I can complete the subject within a matter of 6 hours. That's all. You only have the luxury of 6 hours with the subject. If you can read the whole direct tax in 6 hours, that is when you can pass an exam. Okay, so you need to prepare yourself in such a way that every 15 days you are preparing in such a way that the 6 hours come. Okay, it will obviously not happen today. Just like that, I stand in front of you and I say 6 hours. Naalike nee pannittu 6 hours le mudichiruven, agadu. Definitely will not come. Okay, the first time reading will take you that much time. It will take you at least 15 hours, 20 hours. Next time reading will at least come down. They will come and understand, boss, the image is already there in your head. Next time that 15 will become 10, then it will become 8, then it will become 7. By the time you come for your 1.5 days, it will become 6. The moment it becomes 6, what will happen? One time reading over. Next day morning, only indirect tax to be done. Next day evening, what you'll do? 6 will become 4, because you only have to read what you don't remember. Next day during exams, what will you do? 4 becomes 1. Correct? Yes, sir. That is when you complete 3 times reading. Yes or no? Consistency is the key. Okay, let's work with that consistency, and this is not the rule for direct tax. Edo Rahul pesra and the mari illa. This is for every subject. This is for every subject. Don't start ignoring. Right now, I don't know what group you have decided. You have decided group 1, group 2, your choice. But whatever group you have decided, consistency starts today. You are already in March. You have exactly 2 months. In this exactly 2 months, you need to complete your revisions for any subject so that by the time you go for your exam, 1.5 days, you are able to complete any subject within 8 hours. அப்போதான் 3 times revision முடியும், இல்லைனா முடியவே முடியாது. Clear? If you are going with that kind of mindset that you will go for the exam hall with just one reading, take it from me, it will not happen. You will not be able to pass. I can tell you that very confidently, except for paper number 1. Except for paper number 1, ஏன்னா accounts வந்து பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் you will be doing it 10 days முன்னாடி itself. For some reason, people have this hype for accounts. If the exam is starting on May 1st, 20th April, and they'll say 10 days I will only do accounts. Balance papers, it will not happen because you have just written an exam and come. Mind la and the subject da open irukku. Correct or not? And the subject otumodu for unlearning that subject and relearning another subject reads at least 2 revisions. And the one revision la you cannot forget what you did in accounts and then start reading what is there in costing. Does not happen that way. So please understand what the seriousness of the subject is. Clear? And trust me, you people are fortunate enough in CA that you're getting this 1.5 days of luxury. Ask your CMA and CS students. They have no benefits like that. They have 9 days continuous exams. That's all. 2 to 5 today, tomorrow 2 to 5, next day 2 to 5. That's all. That is the only benefit which they have. They have to complete the whole subject within a matter of 8 hours. Imagine their position. You are still in a blessing right now. But still, for some reason, people have this CA tough, CA tough, CA. Nada tough. People are in a worse position than you are. You just have to figure out where you're standing and figure out what you need to do for it. Yes or yes? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, let's not feel sorry for yourself. There are better people to do it for you. Okay? There are already your uncle, aunties and all standing in front of others and they're coming and saying, CA edthitiya, terida, patiya, abhidan. Okay, there are already enough people feeling sorry for yourself. You don't have to do it for yourself. Okay, let them feel sorry for you so that tomorrow when you pass, they will again come back and say, na sonnena idu pass aiduvanu. Abdida. See, the moment you are feeling sorry for yourself, they will also come and target you. They will come and say, I told you, this is a tough course, so why did you want to spoil your life and all that, this and all that. They will start. Tomorrow when you pass the exam, that same person will come and say, I had confidence on him. Naan dana oorke solittinda, this person will pass. This person is the best of everyone. Abdida aarambichiruvaanga. Because tomorrow you have to file the return, வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை. நாளைக்கு உங்ககிட்ட தானே வருவாங்க, பாஸ் ஃபைல் மை ரிட்டர்ன், சேவ் மை டாக்ஸஸ், கிவ் மீ திஸ் பெனிஃபிட், கிவ் மீ தட் பெனிஃபிட். அதனால தான் வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை. ஓகே, பீப்புள் ஆர் தேர் டு ஃபீல் யூ சாரி. யூ டோன்ட் ஹேவ் டு டூ இட் ஃபார். கிளியர்? எஸ், நிறைய லெக்சர் கொடுத்துன்னு இருக்கேன். நீ benefits of free classes. Yes, let's read the next question. Okay, I'm again not doing the sum. This is a practice question for you. This is a practice question for you. We are going to understand what to do in this question and you are going to prepare this question in the first half of tomorrow. So that next half when you come for the class, you come and give me the answers. Yes or no? Let's read the question. Mrs. Subiksha, age 69 years, has given you the following incomes. Okay, you have a PGB income of 8 lakhs. From here itself, let's start and understand. We will give the tax rates first. What is the tax rate on this? Slab. Next, IFO is 2 lakhs, 688. Huh? Slabs. For those people who said round off, read your rule. It says total income is supposed to be rounded off. Next one, HP, 2 lakhs. Slabs. Huh? HP ma, HR illa. HP na enna artham? Next one, horse race, 5 lakhs. Next one, STCG under 111A. Next one, LTCG under 112A. Huh? 10% in excess of 1 lakh. Next is STCG others. Slab. LTCG under 112. 20%. Unexplained income. 60 plus 25. 60 plus 25. I am not adding the 4 because you can add the final search cess later. You can add the final cess later. Total the incomes. Manual பண்ணிட்டு Albert Einstein, huh?
3982
39 82 02 sorry 39 80 39,82,023. Okay, 39,82,023 is what your total income is. Yes or no? No. I was very clear in my question. I asked you what is your total income. Total income is always rounded off number only. Okay, so 39 lakh 82,020. Question to you: rich, middle class, poor? Rich, middle class, poor? Middle class. Surcharge applicable? Rebate applicable? Normal, straightforward question. Straightforward question. The trick is only in one. The trick is only in one. Understand, you have reduced 023 to 020, which means you have reduced 3 rupees. The question to come is, where will you reduce the 3 rupees from the above? Slabs. You will reduce the 3 rupees from the slabs. Understand, you have an income of this one 9,303,32. You will compute tax directly on that. Okay, do not make it 330. It is 9,01,332 into 20%. Okay, so all your special incomes will continue to be at the same number and tax will be happening on the same number, but at some point of time your slabs income will have to take a chance because your total income has reduced. If you don't change the 3 rupees in the slab income, what will happen? Technically you never rounded off, yes or no? So rounding off pandradhukku, what you need to do is slab income lenda and 3 rupees reduce pannidu. Will that make an impact, Rahul? No, because the 3 rupees into 30% is 0.9, which technically means 1 rupee. Which technically means 1 rupee. But will that 1 rupee make an impact? Yes. That 1 rupee can make 4 to 5. And the moment 4 becomes 5, round off happens to 10. Whereas the 4 sticks to 0. 10 rupees change, tax liability change. Answer might not impact great. But if your examiner is crude enough, he does not look at steps first. He looks at the final answer first. And if the final answer, your answer says 0, 1, 0, whereas the final answer is 0, 0, 0. What will happen? If he is kind enough, he will look at the steps and give you step marks. If he is bored enough or has a fight at home, what he will do? Answer is not matching, cut out the answer, gone out. 8 marks gone down the drain. Yes, sir. Careful, careful. Okay, you don't know who the examiner is. He might be a good, kind person who has failed like you, or he might be a bad person who's failed like you and says, I have failed, so you should also fail. Or he might be a person who might have passed, but then he might have got hit from his wife, so he's coming and taking it out on you also. Or he might be a woman who would come and say, my husband is not good, so I'm taking it out on you. Life works in mysterious ways. When you start correcting someone's paper, you will realize. Okay, I know because I'm correcting your papers, no? Although I'm good enough because there is no one hitting me back, so yes, until I'm married at least, for that matter. Adukapram maybe things will change, who knows? I'm not planning to, by the way. Yes, prepare the final answer and give it to me tomorrow. Okay, and I'm expecting the consistent numbers will come. Okay, if 8 numbers are coming to me, I don't know what to do with you. Okay, next one. Mr. Purushottam is aged 20 years, has given you the following income. Your PGBP is given as 1 lakh rupees, your 112 is given as 1 lakh 50, your STCG 111 is given as 1 lakh 50, and lottery winnings is given as 20,000 rupees. You are requested to compute tax for Purushottam, assuming is opting for 115 BSc. The moment he's opting for 115 BSc, basic exemption is 2 lakh 50. Basic exemption is 2 lakh 50. Let's total the income. How much is it coming to? 4 lakh? 20,000. Your total income is coming as 4,20,000, which means you are now poor. With you being poor, you will have to first understand the tax rates. For the PGBP income taxes, slab 112 it is 20%, 1118 it is 15%, winnings is 30%. With this, you will now look at your slab income. Slab income is standing at 1 lakh rupees. Have you exhausted your basic exemption? No, which means now you need to claim a set off. You have how many options to set off? 2. What are those 2? 112 and 111. Can you set off winnings? No, these are your parents. Don't touch them. Come to the balance 2 people, 112 and 112A. Question to you. Rasgulla will be given to bigger brother first or smaller brother first? That you want to. That you want to. But your mom will say what? அவனுக்கு பெரிய வயிறு அவனுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொடு கரெக்ட்டா? Bigger brother will get first, smaller brother will get first. சொன்னதுக்கு அப்புறம் கூட லூசு. Who will get it first? Bigger brother will get it first. Higher tax rate will get a better set off. Higher tax rate will get a better set off because tax will fall. Tax will fall. The moment you set off the 20% tax into the income, you have to pay zero tax on that. Yes or no? Will you prefer to set off your 20% tax and pay no tax, or will you prefer to set off 15% and pay no tax? You will prefer 20% because then your tax will fall. Yes or no? So to make your tax more beneficial, will you choose 20% or will you choose 15%? Let's set off 20%, meaning the 1,50,000 is fully gone inside. Yes or no? With the 1,50,000 fully gone inside, left of income is only 2. Left of income is only 2. 1,50,000 into 1,50,000 into 15%, number is 22,500. Next is 20,000 at the rate of 30%, number is 6,000. Total it up 28,500. Add. Sir, you're not falling only. Claim rebate. Claim rebate. Your income is 4,70,000. Enna vaati sonnalo rebate vandhudu. The people on the back are there like, "Dey, eppadi try pannalo rebate da marandinu iruken, correct ah?" Rebate is important. Rebate is important. That is why whenever I start the question, the first question I'll ask you is, are you poor? Are you poor? If you're poor, please give him the benefit. Don't collect more taxes. Avanukku erkanve kaas illa. Correct? Yes. Yes. A strategy I will tell you probably whenever you're sitting in your exam hall and you total your income and you realize the fact that there is a rebate coming into picture, please do write it somewhere or mark paniko arna potako so that you remember that you have to put a rebate. Okay, just a thought. But yes, don't scribble in your question paper and all. They will put a D bar on you. They'll put a D bar on you and you'll never be able to write exams ever. Okay, so don't scribble on your question paper. If they find out that you're trying to show answers to someone else, the different story, your answer itself will be wrong. And the comedy da, the examiner will come and say, "Hey, you are showing to someone else." And you are like, "Sir, if I show to someone else, he will also fail, sir. What is the point of me showing?" Right? So let's not do that. The point is very simple. You will have a tax of 28,500. Claim rebate 12,500. Total is 16,000. Add cess 640 rupees. Add cess of 640 rupees. Total becomes 16,640. Clear? Clear? Last question is unexplained income. We will not discuss it today because I'm here to take that subject for you. Yes or no? Yes, we will discuss in the next class. Any doubts till now? Yes. This marks the end of your chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. This marks the end of your chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Starting tomorrow, we'll do. Follow your steps. We are going into residential status and then we'll do salaries. Most likely by tomorrow, you will be done with your residential status, salaries, and HP. This is my target for tomorrow. For those who are staring at my face, it's possible. It's possible. If I can complete the whole subject within 6 hours, three chapters are not a big thing. Okay. Either residential status and scope of total income should max to max be 15 minutes. That's all. Should max to max be 15 minutes. The time you will spend on is salaries. Na sollave illa kalamburdukku. More than me, you are excited to leave, is it? Yes, we will start with tomorrow's class at 2. I will ensure I'll be here. I don't have an option. I have a morning 6 o'clock class itself. So from morning 7, I'm here only. So I will be here only. Okay. So I will start guys. Afternoon 2 o'clock is when we start. We will start at 2. We will complete residential status, unexplained income first, residential status, salaries, and HP. These are my targets for tomorrow. Support me to the extent you can. Yes? Will you come for tomorrow? Yes. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay? Thank you, people. Have a great night.